Disclaimer. This show is for discussion and entertainment purposes only. The Finding Gnosis show is a platform for open discussion, exploration, and opinion sharing. The views expressed by hosts, guests, and participants are personal opinions and do not constitute professional, medical, legal, or financial advice. All topics discussed are only intended to spark curiosity, entertain, and encourage independent thought. If any subject interests you, we strongly advise conducting your own thorough research using reliable and professional sources. Critical thinking and due diligence is key. Stay curious, stay informed, be well, be lucky, and don't be an arsehole.
Relax and take a moment to go inwards, seek inspiration from what is going on inside your mind. Allow thoughts and feelings to marinate in your conscious awareness. What comes to the fore? Meditate on whatever signs and symbols appear in your mind's eye. Relax and meditate. And when you feel ready, when you feel compelled to say something, click on the link in the live chat to speak to us. Good evening, good day, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Finding Gnosis show. We are humbly delighted to have a social experimentalist here with us already, Mr. Danny Shine. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm recovering from all my ailments as I
Yep.
rock.
Go ahead, mate.
As I rock to death on this meaningless rock.
Yeah, it does feel like that. Now, when you say meaningless, what does that mean?
Oh, good question.
Is that a trick question?
It means lacking in meaning.
Okay.
Purpose.
Now, do you not feel though, you've been through a lot this year, do you not feel that somehow you've come back from a remarkable something that would have knocked other people out, perhaps, maybe even for good? And in fact, the cancer one for sure. Do you not feel proud of your achievement to still be here?
No, not at all.
Did it not?
I don't
Sorry,
know.
go.
First, I don't feel proud of it. There's, it's not. It's like it's just lucky. It's just a bit of luck again. I managed to, my luck will run out eventually, but there's just a bit of luck again that I managed to somehow survive these threats to my life. But I'm sorry, but I can't. I struggle with ADHD and some on the autistic spectrum that I cannot stop thinking about the cause of all these problems.
You think you're on the autistic spectrum? I don't think you're autistic, bro. No.
Somewhere on the some spectrum, right, where I'm like hyper focused on one particular thing.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I can't help but everyone.
I know.
For example, but no one's speaking about it. So 2 nights ago, I was hanging out with a friend, pissing ourselves, watching like a whole bunch of gurus, Guru, Eckhart Tolle, Rupert Spira, and
Deepak Chopra.
Right?
These fuckers made millions, millions and millions.
I know, and they talk absolute nonsense.
Rhonda Byrne, The Secret. There's another one.
Yeah.
You said Eckhart Tolle already. Yeah, there's loads of them.
Yeah, but the amount of we were watching.
There's a new one. There's a new one, isn't there? Joe Dispenza or something. He's another one.
Yeah, but no, I actually quite like him. I mean, he's not speaking. He's also not saying the most important thing, right? But of all those guys, I do actually use some of his stuff. I do think.
So, sorry, I might have slandered him unnecessarily. What is he about then?
Well, he's also like not telling the truth about the cause of all the problems.
All right,
which is parents, but he does speak about mind over matter, and I think that there is something to that clearly, right? I mean, they all speak about things that they've all stolen ideas from other people. I don't know if he's innovated at all, but the others are they've completely stolen all their ideas from other people and then just put together in a hodgepodge of ideas. But
yeah. I mean, that seems to be it. I mean, they just seem to be the eternal return to the same things, Concentrate on the now, the present,
Yeah.
Try not to think about the past too much. Take the good bits out of it and ignore the bad bits.
Yeah.
When you're thinking of the future, concentrate on positive things. I mean, yeah, just dress it up a bit. Add in a little bit of I don't know, Eastern folklore or something.
Suffering is all caused by your mind.
Is there a kind of Hebrew guru? Is there like a, because they always take from the kind of East, but is there like a anybody who's attempted to use like Jewish kind of
Oh,
folklore?
right. There's messianic figures who, you know,
So,
who've,
say that again.
there's messianic figures, messianic.
Yeah.
So there's this
Like
organization.
Jesus.
Well, yeah, but more recently, there was an organization called Chabad,
Okay.
and they're quite
And
messianic.
do they throw in like ancient Hebrew fucking quotes and stuff
They're
just
very
to?
no, they're messianic. They had this leader
Oh.
called the Lubavitch Rebbe. He
Mhm.
died about 30 years ago, but they thought he was the Messiah.
Oh wow! There's one of them. Apparently, there's one of them alive in Siberia. Yeah, he's going around saying he's Jesus.
Oh, there's
Uh,
loads of people that do that.
I don't know why you'd want to live in Siberia though. If you know what I mean.
Anyway, I wanted to just share something with you because I this morning I watched a couple of documentaries about cyber scam, what is it called? Something like cyber scam, the industry, right? And basically, in various places in the world, this particular one was focusing on Myanmar. I don't know if I'm how to pronounce
Yes, that isn't. Isn't that over? Isn't that like just
by
beyond
Thailand.
Beyond Burma kind of? Oh right, okay, yeah.
It's I mean it's on the there's on the there's some of it borders Thailand, and they were showing how there are there's this growing industry, and it's huge. There are literally compounds with thousands of buildings, and they're building them up as we go. They've only been around, these particular ones, since 2019, and they're growing like exponentially, and there's literally whole like cities of these places where they have these compounds that have got barbed wire on them and armed guards, and they basically they kidnap, they human traffic people. So they put adverts on Facebook saying, you know, we've got a job for you, come
Yeah.
to us and we'll give you a job, and they pay for them, sometimes pay for their flights. Yeah.
Mm,
And they get there, they say, oh, we just have to take your passport just to be, you know, processed.
mm.
And you never see their passports again, and they're basically stuck there in these compounds. They can't leave. If they leave, they get beaten, right? If they do, and basically all they do is they work up to 17 to 18 hours a day, scamming people all around the
Oh
world.
yeah. No. I'll be honest with you. I know someone who worked in what they call them boiler rooms.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I know. He's an English guy, but he's a friend of mine. And when he was in his like 20s, he went to, where was it? I think it was in the Philippines. It was either the Philippines or Thailand.
yeah,
And he worked in. No, it was the Philippines. Yeah, because he went. You know, he did go to Thailand when he was in his 20s, but he went. He also went to the Philippines, and he was taken to. He was met at the airport by these guys, basically with guns, and they
yeah,
chaperoned him. They
yeah,
chaperoned him like through security,
yeah,
and they brought him to this place. It was a boiler room, yeah, and he worked there, basically ringing people all over the world, scamming them.
yeah.
Um, and that's what he did. It was I don't know exactly what it was, but I was actually his team leader. He told me this when I worked
How
in
did he
sales.
get out? How did he get out?
Um, well, he
Or
was. It didn't
maybe he
sound
was.
like
No,
his
he
one
wasn't.
wasn't. He wasn't imprisoned. He was
He was actually
basically.
paid, and they actually paid him. Yeah,
They
because
did pay. They did pay
a
him.
lot of
Yeah.
these people, they might pay them for the first month or two,
Mm,
and they've got they've got shops and restaurants and brothels
mm.
available in these disgusting compounds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But they don't let them out. They
He
do,
said
oh,
to be honest with you, like he's one of these people. I don't talk to him anymore, but we were friends for a long time. But I think he was no offense, but I think he was on the kind of schizophrenic or something, you know.
right,
Um, and sometimes I didn't quite understand what the fuck he was going on about, but sometimes I didn't know whether he was telling the truth or not. You know what I mean? But he definitely did do that. He definitely worked in a boiler room.
right.
Um,
But what
Now
I'm saying,
he used to say something. They used to do weird shit over there, like sacrifice animals and stuff. Like they used to do weird sacrifices, and they used to do all kind of black magic and shit. The people that were running the place.
The thing is, I don't like to include that kind of thing because, like, that's in a way that's irrelevant, right? What's going on? They were showing on this documentary. They were showing the vastness of it all, right? It's like
oh yeah, it's huge. It's huge business. Yeah,
hundreds of thousands of people, like, and they're concentrating on all the countries around the world. They send them messages on Facebook and on WhatsApp and they just, you know, they're trained and it's worth $40 billion or something stupid.
Yeah, it's massive. It's massive. Yeah,
right?
I mean,
And what I'm saying is that nobody, like, one of the things that I think would be quite good to do, and maybe, I don't know, for people to do, I can't be bothered to do any of these things, but like, if you understand what I understand, and I would describe it as this is the brutal truth of the matter, right? And once you get this is what I mean. I have a slight beef with you because you seem to not have got it. But once you get how brutal this place is, right, and once you realize, yeah, that that nobody should be brought here into this fucking madhouse, right? It's just not right, yeah. In order to, because one shouldn't bring someone here because just by knowing that there's such a thing as the cost of living, yeah, that it costs to live, yeah. You as a parent, right? When you're bringing someone into this damn place, that cost should be yours, not the child's cost to live, because the child didn't ask to be born, right? And nobody's speaking about the cause. So I watched this program about these thousands of people from all over the world that fly into these places or go to these places or are kidnapped, right? Maybe in Thailand. Some of them are kidnapped in Thailand. God knows what they do, right?
it's
And
insane.
nobody's speaking about the real cause of
It's
these
basically, so it's like modern day slavery, basically.
Yeah. But
I mean,
nobody's
I didn't know they were doing that. I thought these boiler room people got paid generally. I didn't know they were actually held against their will and stuff. Wow. Okay.
no, to hold against their will.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I went to
right?
Thailand and it's like normal for you have your kid, they become a certain age and they sell them off. It's super weird. It's like
Oh, they were selling them as well. Yeah, they were selling these people. Yeah,
Fuck.
the parents. The
Selling them.
parents will.
If you try
They're
and get,
almost
No,
allowed
no,
to do it.
Isaac, he's talking about people going to Thailand or I don't know what country, Myanmar, he said.
Oh, you're
And
talking about
basically, they're
tours.
going there under the kind of false impression that they're going to start a legitimate job. And when they get there, they're literally taken into basically a fucking enslavement camp and forced to be a phone monkey, dialing all around the world, trying to sell dubious things to people.
Ah, I thought you meant like a little gnarlier side. Sorry.
no. And what I'm saying is that nobody's speaking about. I would love to like take those films one after. You could take so many different films, and then just put at the beginning of them and at the end of them, right? This is the parents' fault. It's the parents' damn fault because the parents have created these. And in every single case, the parents have created the bastards who do this to the people and the perpetrators, and the parents have created all these people who need to find work in the first place.
Yeah, but they'll just say it's character building. They had a rough they had a rough time, right? But they might be able to make a good book or a film out of it. Maybe a YouTube channel. Maybe get a few quid. I mean, there is something to be said. I know this is a bit harsh, but there's something to be said about going through something extremely harsh in your 20s and surviving it, and then coming out the other side and being able to write a book or ponce around fucking giving after dinner speeches,
Yes, that's great. Listen, you may say that, right?
But it's kind of true. But I say it
may
in jest.
Be true, but it may be true, but it doesn't take away from the fact that the parents could have prevented it by not bringing people into this madhouse. It could have been prevented.
Yeah, I mean, look. I honestly, brother, I won't be bringing anyone here now. As in, like, I wouldn't want to personally, yeah. But my view on the whole antinatalism thing, which you're banging on about, is I find it hard to moralize over others because I think that things here are much worse than even you can imagine. And I know you are like an iconoclast in many ways. You break the mold in that you've spent years questioning reality, you know, showing the lemmings that they're walking off a cliff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that is what you are. You basically shine a light on the absurdity of things and question what people just generally accept on autopilot. And it is completely it's a scary thing for people to be on the end of, because they don't quite know what to think. And I said this to you before, when I first came across you, I thought, who is this mad bastard? Yeah. Okay. I told you that, yeah. And then I came across you again, right? And I thought, fucking hell, you know, it's that guy again. And I listened to you a bit, and I thought, fucking hell, he's not actually mad. The cunt's got some points, you know. And so
That's
that
what's so fun about doing what I do.
yeah.
I
Because
still
as I
still
said,
get it to
that
this
was my
day.
that was from me being brought up conservatively, being a kind of going from kind of working class to like going to university, mixing with all the fucking nepo babies and all those wank bags, and just thinking that there was a way to there was a way there was a way to be in society. Do you know what I mean? You had to behave in a certain way, and you know that I was brainwashed to think, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, and then I see you on the street. You know what I mean? And I thought, what the fuck is this guy? What the fuck is this guy at? You know, and it is good that you've done that. You know, it's very good that you did this. As I said, iconoclastic kind of mission of making people think about reality. You know, and also, I will say one thing. It may not provide good answers in terms of it won't change the world, but it will help individuals, I think, you know, because it will just questioning reality, I think, opens people up to realizing, actually, I'm not that mad after all. Existence is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people need to hear that message. You know, they're not actually that insane. They're not actually, you know, there's nothing that much wrong with them. We live in a very sick, twisted reality. And you know, as was it, who was it that said we're humans in an inhumane world? So yeah, but as I said, going back, I do think, sir, it is much, much worse than we can ever imagine in terms of, as I've said, and I know you you can't quite understand my point of view, but it's like, if you care about consciousness, hello to Late Show. If you want to come on, a D Prophet, anybody want to come on here, do come on. Brother Marcus, great to see you, and I heard you're doing better, so that's good to know. Retro, Divine, whoever else is there, do come on.
I actually wouldn't mind giving. I'm quite in the mood to give Vegan Gains a good old battering today. If you.
Oh, really? So
I
I'll tell you.
He can just, you know, rant and rave like a little child, like he does usually.
I didn't ignore Isaac. My goodness me, Divine. I get accused of a lot of things, you know. You know, I don't know. Can't please everybody. Can't please anybody, but that's okay. Anyway, yes, we might try and get Vegan Gains on here if he's around to have a word with you, and you can have a word back. See where that goes. But yeah, I just think if you care about suffering, suffering is experienced by consciousness. For me, consciousness is the main problem. And as I said to you, I've always said there's a difference between that. Like, we use the problems of life to illuminate and the problem of suffering. Yeah. But the problem of suffering is caused by the phenomenon of life, you know, biogenesis, or whatever you want to call it, life popping up in the universe. We don't really know how that happened, right? We don't know enough at this stage. And I know you're concerned with others, as in you're trying to prevent others from having children. But why stop at just this planet? Why are you not worried about life through time and space? And if you are worried about life through time and space, you might come to the conclusion that we'd have to have an unbelievably, fantastic kind of technological advancement to try and tackle that. And if we did have that ability, which we should work towards, well, then we might be able to not have an omnicidal fucking red button, but a green button that makes everything okay. You might call me a dreamer, an idiot, or whatever. But I just don't look. I'm not happy about it. It's hard work, and it may not be achievable. But then is AN achievable? Is anything in human endeavors achievable? We may just be arguing until the sun expands and
the thing is,
turns us all into an ashtray. So I just
I don't know why you're concerned about that. All that nonsense is way out of your
because for me, I view the problem of suffering as something to be tackled.
There's nothing you can do about all that
mass.
About other planets. There's nothing you can do about most of what happens on this planet. But what you can do
what would you do with the wildlife then?
Exactly. Can you do? But it's not, I'm not. There's nothing I can personally do about any of that stuff. The only thing I can do is to talk to people who are here.
What are you opposed? Are you opposed to someone inventing a? Are you opposed to like someone inventing some kind of I don't know, beneficial virus that makes everyone feel okay and makes all life feel okay all the time? And then like let's I mean,
yeah, but
I don't
know. Yes, but I leave
objective ethics. Do you want to come on here? Anybody who's in the chat, do come on.
I leave it to these questions are all like way up in the world of hypotheticals and way up in the world of things that I have no influence over. I have no knowledge and understanding, and I have no influence over. And David Pearce is a good example of somebody who takes this position from position of knowledge and speaks about hedonic points and engineering suffering out of reality. I mean, okay, good luck to him, right? But I'm saying, we were saying at the beginning, like, for me, it's about just pointing out to the people that are already here, both for the people that get it, like yourself, who are not going to procreate, and help them feel like they're actually the sane ones, because I think it's absolutely insane to bring someone in here.
I mean, the whole, I don't know if you remember me saying this to you, but a lot of religious people say, oh, but God wants us to do this, or there is a loving God. I would say my views are more kind of atheistic or agnostic, because I think if you truly believed in a loving God, well, then having kids would be unnecessary, because you'd say, I don't need to bring kids here to fucking save the world, or because God could do it, and if you truly believed in a loving God, why would you bring people here? Because you could just pray to God to fix things instead of having people to do it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's.
So I just think the religious argument for natalism is silly. I can see an agnostic or atheist argument for it, where they believe we are the frontier of intelligence in the universe, and therefore the salvation of consciousness is up to us, at the moment. So I can see the atheistic and agnostic argument for
that's not an argument. Rubbish, absolute nonsense.
I don't think it is rubbish.
I'll tell you why it's nonsense. I'll tell you why it's nonsense, right? Because that, again, that's the sort of thing that that natalists bring up, right? It's all red herring, all nonsense, and I'll tell you why. Because if you're talking about like the whole big picture and why we should keep human beings alive, yes, maybe that makes sense, but it's completely irrelevant when it comes to what any specific individual does, right? Because if you think that it's human, that it's the point of humans is to to do something about eradicating animal suffering, for example. Yeah, if that's what you think, yeah, let's take you for example. If you DNW think that, yeah, and therefore you think it's absolutely the most important thing that you can do whilst you're here is to try and help figure out some way of like, you know, of getting rid of animal suffering, right? Let's say you thought that, yeah. Then the last thing you would do if you had a working brain is to bring someone in, right, and put the put the burden on that new person, when that new person would, you know, like for example, just a great example of this is we wanted to invite objective ethics onto the show, right? And what does he say? Sorry, I can't go because I've got to go to work, right? Why the fuck has he got to go to work? Because his parents aren't paying up, right? His parents should be paying up. He shouldn't have to go to work. It's ridiculous that he has to go to work, right?
Well, you see, I get your point, and I was thinking about when I say I get your point, I understand the point you're trying to make. So you're saying if people haven't got a hand in trying to fix reality, they have no place in bringing people here. But I
No,
would,
even if they have, what I'm saying is that
but
if
no,
they,
can I just say, I know you that may not be the point you're trying to make, but what I would say to that is that everybody in some way plays a part in society. And I know that might sound Sunday school or like kumbaya to you, but literally the people who are trying to fix reality to some degree or find out what is going on are living off and able to do so because humans are, you know, fixing the roads, making the meals for them in the restaurants or the cafes or whatever, being the doctors, being the nurses, etc., etc. So do we not all have a part to play in it in the further flourishment of human ingenuity?
it's really simple, the NW. Right?
I mean, look, Danny, look, there are people, for example, you spoke about this before. You said you had you knew someone who had for example, a child with Down syndrome who didn't work, but that person made that family extremely happy, and so it's hard to put utility or value on people, okay, in terms of
I'm not
working
talking
or
about value or not.
I'm just saying it's hard to put value on people in terms of them being able to fix anything when it might just be that they make people happy or they kind of give people a reason to get up in the morning, and that getting up in the morning is perhaps going to work to add value to society, to allow it to keep going forward in a way that allows some people to figure out what's going on and to do something about it. I know you hate work. I understand that, but the thing is, are we not in a position where we're not able to get AI to do it all for us just yet? So we have to keep working. There's a, if you like,
I'm not
moral
saying
imperative.
a moral imperative to work. What?
No,
Look at
yeah,
all
well,
the stupid
maybe I'm being
jobs.
too. Maybe I've. Well, I have got, unfortunately, Calvinist
Oh dear.
ancestry.
Ugh.
I know. I really
Oh,
hate those bastards, and
oh my
I am.
scum.
I know. And do you know the funny thing is, Danny,
Vile scumbag.
they were obsessed with predetermined. What was it, predestination, right? Which is basically my obsession in a weird kind of way, because I'm obsessed with hard determinism. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they had predestination, which was the belief that they worshipped a god, right? Which they knew or they believed had already decided where people were going, i.e., to heaven or hell, before they were born. They called it predestination. So that is they didn't believe in free will. You know, what a weird thing to worship. But anyway,
Very
that's
strange.
that. I know, I know.
Horrible.
A really horrible theology, and they had the people that didn't make it or who were here to go to hell were called reprobates. Yeah, and basically, I don't know, it was such a weird, wacky idea. Now they'll say it makes sense, but it doesn't make any sense to me to have like reprobates are here to test the people that God was always going to send to heaven anyway. What the fuck? Anyway, I want to open up Danny to other people here who want to come on and talk. He is in the mood for talking. I have I have sent a message to try and get Mr. Vegan Gains to see if he'll come on. But we may not hear back for some time. So guys, anybody here, you got a good opportunity here. Danny is good at, you know, talking and banter and all that. So do come on and maybe try and find Gnosis, you know, find out what the hell we can do with the terribly you know, upsetting arguments that Danny puts forth. Arguments that, you know, do leave people scratching their head, make
Very
people recoil.
Parents are to blame for everything. Everything. Parents are to blame. All of your problems. Anyone that's listening, your parents are to blame. And this is what I was having a discussion with.
You know, you could also say, look at it another way. If we had just, say, remained at a state of, say, lack of civilization, where parents did not try to be good parents, okay, did not try to cater for their children's education, nourishment, etc., well, then civilization wouldn't have gotten to the stage it is at now. So those people may not have been enlightened. They may not.
What stage has it got to? What?
Well, it's got to the stage where we're at least engaging.
But at a stage where there's billions of wage slaves, people, wage slaves in the world, and there's other normal, and there's slaves who are being locked up in
No, it's horrific. I agree. It's completely horrific. But what it could have remained at an almost near state of nature where there was no progress without good parenting, is what I'm saying. Without parents trying to help the kids progress and become educated beings who could think for themselves and have greater agency in the world, you know. So I'm just saying, it's not, I don't think it's as simple to say parents are to blame for everything, when it may well be that parents have allowed us to get this far. Now, this far may well include, it may well be your argument. I mean, in many ways, good parenting through the ages has allowed people to become educated, to have this conversation about reality that perhaps they wouldn't have been able to have if parents hadn't been good to them. Do you see the weirdness in what I'm saying? Do you see the irony, or do you see the paradox? Do you see what I'm saying?
No, I don't. And I don't think my parents knew what they were doing, although they did have good intentions, right? Again, like many, but they didn't really know what they were doing, and they are responsible. You know, my parents are responsible now for the death of 21 people. Now we're at 21 deaths so far.
My God, he makes them sound like Rosemary and Fred West, but Danny, that wasn't your parents by a chance, was it? No.
No.
Fucking hell. So no siblings under the geraniums in the garden then? No, or under the patio? Okay.
No, those deaths. My dad actually has you know, came close, but so far those deaths haven't yet occurred. Right, but he will be responsible for their death. Right, and you know, and nobody. That's what I'm saying is nobody, and I mean nobody. Right, watches these documentaries and gets the idea that, oh, hold on a second, this is the parents' fault for bringing them here. That's why these people, when someone gets raped and someone gets murdered, and again, it's all because of the parents bringing them here. If the parents won't bring them here, then there will be no rape. If you DNW, right, your children will never be raped. They will never be bullied. They will never get cancer. They will never hurt anybody else. They will never get hurt. They will never know what a toothache is, and they'll never know what an orgasm is.
Isn't all of that just character building, though, Danny? Danny, Brother Marcus says, if parents are causally responsible for the negatives, according to Danny, are they also responsible for the positives? If not, what is the symmetry breaker, and why does it matter?
Yes, they are responsible for the positives, but the positives, as we've said many times, nearly all of them are just like
just ways of avoiding the negative, right? Whether it's, you know, boredom or whatever it is, right? So there's no need to create these needs in the first place. There is absolutely no need.
I
for-
do agree.
right
I do
now,
agree that the
your
I do.
children,
Sorry.
your children, or yes, your children. That's why I said at the end. You may not have caught it, but I said your children are never going to experience an orgasm. Oh, shame, terrible. It's ridiculous when you think about it. So fucking what if your children never experience a sunset? Oh, shame. Yeah, but they never experience cancer, and they never experience being bullied. They never experience diabolical suicidal depression, right? And I just, you have to be mad if you think that's somehow balanced by orgasms or by anything. You know,
And some people can't even have orgasms.
There you go.
Anorgasmia or something. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, apparently some men even can't have orgasms, you know.
There you go.
So those poor fuckers have it really hard, you know. Well, they may have it really hard, but they're not getting anything out of it. Sorry, that was anyway. Jay, are you coming on here? Is anybody coming on here? There's a load of them in the live here, but yeah, no, I do agree with you that the pain or you know the effect of pain does seem to outweigh the effect of pleasure.
It's just not even just.
And it's not even the effect. It's the fear, the kind of the feelings it brings to our mind when we're kind of anxious of what could happen, you know, and you know, pain can be chronic, can be ongoing, it can be cause our death, but joy
can be very intense. It can be very intense.
But there are people around the world who just, you know, have some weird anomaly where they're laughing constantly or even having orgasms constantly. You know, there's these weird people who've had usually it's like they've had a back injury and fell off a ladder or something, and their spleen somehow gets fucked up, and they just sit there in their armchair laughing all day whilst their spouse wants to kill themselves because they can't take it anymore. But hey, someone's still laughing, so I suppose that's all that matters. But yeah, apparently there was a woman as well who just keeps having orgasms. I don't know why, but you know, there you go. There's some women that can't have orgasms, and there's some women that can't stop having orgasms.
Yeah, my wife's one of them. She just cannot stop having orgasms.
Who's giving her one?
Just me being in the room is enough to say.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of some women walking around, just, you know, they're walking down the street and they're having orgasms.
But that's usually because they've got something up there.
No. Yeah, I know. Some of them have. You can do all manner of things these days. You can have remote control vibrators, you know, that you press a button remotely to give them an orgasm while they're picking up tomatoes in Asda. But you know, Chickpea is here. Chickpea, your favorite man is here, aside from David Bennettler. I don't know if he is your favorite man or if it's David Bennettler or if you put both of them on the same pedestal. But anyway, Danny is here.
Yeah, I love the book.
Oh, good.
Yes, it really resonates. Yeah, because I'm a radical anti-natalist. I've been one since I was a little girl.
I know.
I can't imagine why people have children. I think it's horrific.
It's amazing that you figured it out. Well done.
Yeah, when I was a little girl, my mother was pregnant, and I was horrified by the whole.
Yourself?
Sorry?
You didn't have kids yourself? I can't remember.
Good Lord, no. Good
Lord,
no. No.
Wow, amazing.
No,
how can you figure it out? That's amazing you figured it out.
What?
It's amazing that you figured it out, because it's so difficult to figure out, even though it's obvious once you understand it.
Yeah, I saw it young, but I saw it very young. I'm a terrible pessimist, so I see whole life as a thing. But yeah, I saw it very young. As a little girl, I saw it already.
I mean,
and I've never had children. No, I just partied instead.
Good for you. I'll tell you something. The other thing I was going to say is that there's an absolutely incredible growing child-free movement, right?
Yes.
Right, which is not, you know, they're not coming from the same place as we are, right?
Yeah.
Not yet, right? But they are just like, and it's really like on social media. It's massive, right?
Yeah.
Lots of really like young, dare I say, attractive women,
Yeah.
right? Who are like, just saying we're having a great time here.
Yeah.
And the last thing you want to do is bring children here. And
Yes.
there's loads of them, right?
Yeah.
And that's great. I think that's really, really good.
Yes.
And it's slightly different take on things, but it doesn't matter because it has the same, it has the same effect.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, I think to me, pregnancy is an absolute horror story.
I know.
And it is. When I see a pregnant woman, when I was young, I was horrified by it. I thought, why are you doing this to yourself? I mean,
No.
why?
I would pay. I would happily insure myself against it for thousands. I would pay that if I could afford it. I would pay thousands to avoid it. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing.
Horror story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't got one good thing to say about it. Not one single good thing. I suppose if you meet a very rich man, it's a good way to ensnare him, trap him into something. But otherwise, I don't see any point.
I've got a friend who's about 45. He has 3 kids, and he says he wishes he didn't have any. He hates being a father.
Oh God! Because you're the same, aren't you, Danny?
the thing is, there are people who love being parents. I'm just putting it out there. I just think lots of people don't think about it. Okay, I think you at least need to think about it.
My wife absolutely loves it. She wouldn't.
Exactly. I mean,
important thing in her life. She loves it.
My partner is sad that she doesn't have them. So there you go. Here's me laughing on the sofa, and she's miserable because of it. So it is what it is. I mean, it's one of those things that people have a drive for whatever reason, biological, psychological, and it's there. Some people it bothers them, some people it doesn't bother them. But it's not an easy job, Danny. It's not an easy job. The future depends on it. The future of society depends on it one way or another. Now, I can say some weird shit, so apologies. But if you could go back in time to the night you were of your conception, I presume it was nighttime, although it could have been maybe afternoon delight, the light on top of the kitchen table. I don't know. But whenever your conception occurred, if you could somehow go back retrospectively as a spirit and say something to your parents as they were entangled together, what would you say to them at that moment, just before your dad shot his load?
Go and do something else, Dad, and don't be so stupid now.
Do you think that's really going to stop a man about to shoot his load? For crying out loud, he's been working away for, I don't know, between 5, 10, 15, 20, half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever it is.
I doubt it was that long. No,
Daddy, do you know what you are? And me, we're probably like pre-cum or something. And like the sex was so boring that they stopped, but yet she still got pregnant because of the pre-cum.
What's pre-cum?
Chickpea, it's the little dribble that comes out to lubricate the what do you call that? The tract, the penile tract. I forget.
I've learned something new.
You lubricate
I didn't know that.
so that the what comes after has a more chance of success. But the pre-cum can cause pregnancy.
Can it go?
Yeah, so you guys, you can impregnate someone without orgasm or like without shooting your load. So be careful.
Oh, well, I've learned something new. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Coming back to the book, if I may, just do a little plug. Not that
I'm just going to strain the spuds, so I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
I'll tell you, Danny, you know what? I think sex actually, and I'm speaking as an old woman now, and I really played around when I was young because I was one of those vegan people, and so I didn't, I didn't all I wanted for a permanent relationship was a vegan man. They don't exist, so I just basically slept around and drank. But most men, when it comes to sex, are absolutely useless anyway. And they are. They are.
What do you mean by
Seriously, I know that sounds a terrible thing to say because we're always being told.
Explain what you mean by that?
Sorry?
Can you be a bit more specific as what you mean by that?
Well,
because I don't relate to this because I'm really, really good at it. So
no, they just hump about for 5 minutes or so, and that's the end of it. And we left there thinking, what was all that about? And of course, there's always alcohol involved.
Oh no!
Well, there usually is. Yes, there was when there was.
Danny, before you talk off your tantric mastery, did I ever tell you about the time when I was? I think I was 21 or something. Yeah, it was 21. I did tell you what happened, did I? When I was shagging,
I don't remember.
I was shagging my girlfriend at the time. And she said, "Oh, you're the best ever. You're the best ever." And I was really happy because she had a boyfriend before me, you know. And I was like, I was competing with the cunt, you know what I mean? trying to, because I was an insecure gobshite, you know what I mean? So I was trying to, I need to make this woman fucking like me more than any man. So I was shagging her. I said, "Oh, you're the best ever. You're the best ever." And basically, what she didn't know was the reason I was the best ever that night was because I was going on and on and on like the Duracell bunny, was because I couldn't come. And the reason I couldn't come was because I was shagging her on a bed in my friend's house. Now it was his 21st birthday. We'd just come back from a nightclub, and that bed that I was shagging her on, I'd been in that room about 3 weeks before at a wake for his dead grandaunt, and she'd been lying dead in that bed, and all I could think about was her corpse as I was shagging my girlfriend. And she was saying, "This is the best ever." Meanwhile, I'm thinking of a dead old woman. And I couldn't orgasm. So you'll be glad to. I mean, I suppose the good thing is I didn't orgasm because that would be worrying. But I basically had to get her off the bed onto the ground to finish it off. You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry. We got Black Man is fair. Black Man, how are you doing? What would you like to add to the conversation?
Not much, just listening in.
That's cool, brother. Danny, would you like to talk about your tantric mastery and what that means for you and your wife, and tell Chickpea about it?
Yeah, we could do. It's gone off the subject a little bit, but I think no, I think that ejaculation is basically for pussies.
Really? Right, okay.
Yeah, it's for weak people. It's a weakness. To ejaculate is just a sign of weakness, right?
Right.
Yeah, because like anybody who's got self-discipline should learn and realize and understand that, if you give up the ejaculation, it completely changes the experience of sex, especially for the woman, but also for the man, right? So if you give up that last little bit, the intense pleasure bit, you can then concentrate. And if you're doing it consciously, in my experience, you can concentrate on pleasuring the person that you're with, right? You can go on for hours, and then when you finish, right, you don't ejaculate, and you've got all your energy and your loving and all your loving, so to speak, is still going on, right, and it doesn't drop and disappear with ejaculation, right? And women don't really. I don't think a lot of women really understand this, right?
They don't. We don't.
No, but it's if you could find a man that can control themselves and is tantric,
can't. I could tell you that right now. Most men.
You've got a question, Danny. How much of your book was written by AI? Good question. It was written in conjunction with AI. I mean, I provided most of the stuff, but there's definitely a lot of help involved. Yeah, otherwise I'd have never done it. But the point about it is that the book, we're going back to the book now briefly. The book was I don't know if anyone can tell me, I'm not that well read, but I've never found another book that exposes life for what it is.
Yes, it's really nice book. I really like it. It's really very nicely done.
I haven't actually read it yet, Danny, but I mean to. But from what I heard, there was a lot of you mentioned a lot of statistics and stuff in it on what could happen in terms of diseases. Benatar did do that as well. But
I've like there was one chapter on it, on the cost of it all. Yeah, and most people don't cost it up bringing someone here. You know, I was thinking it was interesting because I was having a chat with my the people that whose lives I started. Right, I don't like to call them my children because they're not children anymore, and they're not mine either. Right, I did start their lives, right, and you know, I I have this interesting situation because I don't want them to reproduce at all, and they know this, right? But they're claiming money from me, right? They want money from me to pay for their rent because they know that's what I say should be done. I think parents should pay for their kids' rent, yeah. But yeah, I part of me thinks that I should say to them, look, okay, I'll pay your rent, yeah, as long as you agree that you will do whatever it takes to make sure that you do not bring someone here.
The more money you give them, the more of an attractive prospect they are to other people looking for a future parent of one of their child.
I agree. That's that's number one problem. But the other thing I was going to say, let me finish. Right. The other thing I was going to say is that what I think is that they're playing me in a way, right? Right, but I'm thinking of saying to them, I haven't actually said this, is that and unless if you promise me at least make the promise that you will never bring someone into existence unless you have enough money in the bank right now, yeah, to pay for all their expenses for the whole of their lives. So if they want me to pay for them, yeah, then they have to also acknowledge to me that they won't bring someone into existence unless they have the amount enough money, and I've worked it out in quite conservative figures, yeah, in the book, and you can have a read it yourself or listen to it because I put the audio book on my YouTube channel, right? That it costs if you want to bring a child here and you want them to have a below average sort of life, right, in a rough part of town, etc., and not send them to private school and not have private health cover, for example, that's 4.5 million in the back before you start, right? Otherwise, they're going to be sold into slavery, right? And so it's nobody's done the maths, and these people are going around having kids, but nobody's done the maths, and so you've got this situation, as we spoke about before, where children are sold into the slavery, whether it's wage slavery or literal slavery.
Yeah, no.
But maybe you see, I get what you're saying, but I know this is weird to say this, but some of the happiest people have nothing. In my experience, I don't know why that is, but it seems to be that.
That's nothing to do with it. That is no answer, right? That is absolutely no answer. Right? Maybe some of the happiest people have nothing, but there's plenty of people who have nothing that are under terrible, terrible stress.
But there are plenty of people with money who are under terrible stress as well, and have mental health problems, severe mental health problems.
I agree with you.
I think because they need somebody to take care of and to go into a new life through relationship.
I hear that. Danny, there is a poll running at the moment. It's got 9 votes. I said, do you agree with Danny? Yes or no? At the moment, 33% agree with you, 67% disagree with you. I don't know I don't know if that's your children voting. If they're watching. If they are, they can come on. By the way, I say children, they're all adults, aren't they?
Yeah.
We've got someone here. I don't know who it is, so I'm going to have to put up a shield in case they whip out their you know what.
Please.
Yeah. Hello to C. Is it C? C? You're on the show, C. Yes, C. You have a. I'm gonna have to kick you, C, if you don't talk. You see, C. C, are you there, C? Well, C, you're not talking, so I'm gonna have to kick you. Andy Kerwood, are you coming on? No, I'll have to kick them. They didn't say anything, so I had to kick them. Okay, as you were, folks.
Actually, Danny, I must tell you something. When I turned 40, I was actually spayed like a cat.
Right.
And you know what's the best thing that ever happened to me? Because I'm totally void of it all.
You had your tie, the things tied.
My what?
You had your tubes tied, did you say?
No, I was spayed like a cat. I had what's called a radical hysterectomy, where they spay you like a cat.
Oh, yes.
Spayed. So I've got I've been spayed like a cat, and I behave in the same way. Like a
Was it because you did it for? Did you have to have it, or you just chose to?
They thought I had cancer.
Right.
I didn't have cancer. They made a mistake.
Oh my
but
God!
As it turned out, it was a
Christ.
good thing.
Yeah, I understand, but still, it's a radical thing to have to go through.
Oh no, it wasn't. Actually, it was okay
was it not?
to go through. Huh?
Was it not hard?
No. I tell you, having wisdom teeth out is harder.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
Would it sore?
That's another thing.
I had all my wisdom teeth and plus one more tooth removed in one day.
Yes, lovely.
Terrible. Again, another one of your.
It was fine. It was nothing to me. It was nothing.
Oh my God!
Lucky you.
I would hate that. Absolutely hate it.
Yeah,
it was nothing. I wanted it like that, and yeah, it was nothing. Just had to put some gauze in your mouth, and that was it for a little while. That was it. The way technology is today, they do things real easy and simple, and I didn't want to keep coming back for every single wisdom tooth and every time, so just do it all in one shot.
The whole idea of your wisdom teeth having to come out and of tooth pain is all your parents doing. It's all unnecessary.
Hello to Cy or Simon. Is that you? Simon, we can't hear you, so you're going to have to add your microphone or activate your microphone. So, yeah, it's not working, I'm afraid. So I'll have to kick you again in the next 20 seconds unless you say something.
But I tell you, Andy, I agree with every word you've written, because I personally find I'm very negative about life. I think life's just far more effort than it's worth. No, I do. I think life.
You're right. Of course, it's madness.
Yeah.
And as we get older, it just gets more treacherous.
Oh, dearie me. Yes. Doesn't it just?
How old are you?
71.
Wow.
You know what? Unless you get like Alzheimer's and become childlike and giggly and stuff like that.
They don't get childlike and giggly.
As a human being, right? Even if you can't have love, even if you can't have money or have certain things, do you not still want to see humanity holding hand in hand, people loving each other, children and adults riding bikes together? And don't you still want to see a world of?
No, I see a world of.
No, but wouldn't you like to see that, Chickpea? I know what you see, but wouldn't you like to see?
I'd like to.
Even if you couldn't have it and can't realize it, don't you want to?
If I can't have it, nobody can. That's.
Stop it, D&W. I'm not like that. No, I look at the world and I look at things like, take for example, just the Second World War, First World War, and then of course, as you know, I'm very anti-factory farming. That I look at what we do to the animal kingdom, and quite frankly, that's enough for me.
Hello to Vegan Equilibrium.
Hey, so Danny, do you want me to try and get Richard on here again?
Yeah, you can if you want, but I'm not that.
Well, I'm not going to if you don't definitely want to have a debate with him.
He was in the mood earlier.
Yeah, okay. No, don't bother.
Okay.
He's a bit of a twat, as far as I'm concerned. I don't usually make ad hominem attacks, but he's like whatever. He just gets off on and he doesn't communicate well. He's like all the whole time shouting over people. I did quite enjoy his stuff on Israel. I thought it was quite interesting. But I have a personal bias in that area. But
that was yesterday, was it?
I don't know, yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, it's really interesting because he doesn't have any Jewish heritage or anything like that, but he is really batting for Israel. So
I don't even think it's like that. I think that he just looks at the evidence that's there. He's
I know. As far as as far as he's concerned, it's the truth. Yeah, I know that. I know that's what unless he's getting paid $7,000 by Mossad.
No, but it is quite a complicated. It's a very complicated.
Oh, it's extremely complicated,
and there's loads and loads of all sorts of nasty stuff going on.
It's extremely complicated.
As far as
I like what Gary Yourofsky said. He he sort of seems to lean in favor of not in favor, but he understands why Israel's doing what it's doing, and he thinks it's rational and makes sense. But he'll be the first one to say the Israeli government is evil, just like pretty much all governments are evil because
it's not pretty much. It's absolutely all of them. The whole idea of government is basically just a tool for humans to be violent against other humans.
Well, I think that's a little oversimplified. I think that's an oversimplification.
No, it's not a matter of
Well, that's all that's happened under these governments and
every
things.
Single government, right?
Yeah, we looked at reality.
Violence.
I think that is a oversimplification. I agree that most governments are evil because they do prop up very evil things, like for example, animal agriculture, and in the past they've propped up slavery and whatever else. But I think that they are the fruit of the collective consciousness, and in a way they are a necessary evil.
Wow.
So that's like classism and elitism, and these are the same people that will criminalize us and you create a jail because you know you're going to put people in there. So that means you're going to demonize and criminalize.
There are a lot of people that belong in jail. So
yes.
How do you have a society that creates people that have to go to jail? Like, what's going on in your society? What are the mechanisms?
If there's a psycho serial killer out there, I want them caught, and I mean, really, they should just be executed. But
apparently,
at least stepped away from
Rosemary and Fred West.
My parents are responsible for the death of 21 people so far.
Well,
one of my grandparents is possibly responsible. I reckon my grandparents are responsible for. Let me just. I reckon about 150 people.
Bloody hell, that's terrible.
You mean D&W? Don't be silly.
Well, I have 30 first cousins, and they had 10 children. I have 30 first cousins.
Oh no!
And then they had a load of children as well. So maybe not 150 yet, but I reckon it's probably getting there when you add it all up. So I don't know what it is. I'm just like.
I want to say about Vegan Gains. I get that, like, he's very he has no patience for what he calls meta, and I know for a lot of people they're just not used to that style of online debate. I get why it can trigger people, but I think that once you understand it and you realize, okay, like, we can't, like, we're not going to focus on any meta in this debate. We're going to stick completely to the topic. We have to answer like questions pertaining to the debate. And I guess some people don't want to conduct themselves that way. So I understand, but I think once you get it, it's a lot easier to have a reasonable formal debate with someone like that, even if it gets heated.
Yeah, but what's the point of the debate? What's the point?
I mean, to get it,
other people
it
watching,
gets
right?
to the bottom of things.
No, it
It's
doesn't.
to try and persuade people watching. It's trying to. It's not
No,
necessarily
the
for
point is, as far as I can tell, the point for him is that he's admitted he's a sociopath, and the point of him is to make himself look good and make the other look shit. That's it. That's all there is to it. Which is ridiculous. It's childish and ridiculous.
I don't know. I don't think that is the case. I think that maybe there is a certain level of like, oh, I'm gonna make this person look bad. I don't know, but he just doesn't he doesn't put up with bullshit. So if he truly believes that the other person is wrong, and he puts a very strong argument forward, which I think he did in the case where he was talking to you, and he tries to get the person to answer questions.
Yeah, I understand that
prove his point, and the person refuses to answer those questions. I mean, in that case, I think that the person who refuses to answer, and generally speaking, not always, but generally, I think they've lost the debate. So.
Okay, we've got a question here. What's the point of when Danny debates people on the street? There was a question here from Farhat from Baghdad, right? I think the difference between what I do and what Vegan Gains does is that what I do on the streets is I kind of provoke thought, and I use humor to deal with a very serious subject, right? Whereas there is no humor there. There's just brute force, and it's something about it which is it is very dismissive. And like, for example, when he was having a chat with the guy about evolution, he was just slagging him off, and I thought the guy with the evolution guy who doesn't believe in evolution, I think he was fairly reasonable. He was asking him questions, and all he
guy's
could
a twat.
At him shout and call him.
That guy is a total twat. That guy is a narcissistic.
Is there anybody that's not a total twat in your mind?
Yeah, DNW is a good guy.
So Danny, what were you and that vegan guy arguing about?
I was trying to argue. I was trying to explain that there's no logical or ethical. The trouble is, I don't like to get into these. You can get into a whole debate with people. If you're into this kind of style of debating, then you can deconstruct anything people say. So when someone says something's ethical or not ethical or logical, then he starts getting into this whole attack on me. And basically, what I'm saying is, and this is what I stick to, and I still haven't gotten any decent answer. I've not heard a reasonable excuse for starting life and for creating
and what did he say to you? What did he say to you in regards to that? What did he say to you?
You tell me what he said. Go on, you tell me.
He said, what is your starting criteria?
What is my
what's
starting
the moral baseline that you're starting from? What are your ethics?
I'm not into
but that's the flaw in what you're saying.
Vegan equilibrium. I'm not interested in meta arguments about what.
What you're doing is the meta. That's what you're doing.
Very simple. The vegan equilibrium. I want you to answer me about yourself. Do you have a good reason as why you should drag someone into this madhouse?
For me personally, no.
Yes. Good. And that's the end of the matter. There's no reason for
not
anybody.
The end of the matter, because you're asking. If you were to ask someone else, and you said, okay, because your whole thing was unselfish and ethical, right? But to say that, you have to have a starting criteria of what a person's ethics are, what they consider to be selfish and not selfish.
All I'm interested is to have anybody come on the show or Vegan Gains or anybody, I don't care. Come on the show and tell me why you are going to do it. Tell me why you're
Daniel,
going to.
please,
I
please
will
not
wait.
next
I
week.
could make it, and I
So
could say, it's for the betterment of the world. I could just say that.
and I could say people have been creating people for slavery. You create people to use them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
That's that's historic.
I could say people should have kids to give me a future liver, or a future kidney or something,
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every part of the human is you. Every part of the animal, human, everything is used.
I don't really mean that, guys. That was a joke, but
Yeah, no. Well,
Yeah,
it's just
I think
different ways you
there
could
are
view things. I mean, right? You'll
there's
be useful. You'll be useful.
there's trolley there's
Give me-
hypothetical trolley problems you could create that would make like a lot of different like very in a vacuum what would be a
So Brother Marcus says to determine good or bad reasons, we need to know how does one determine what is good or
I'll
bad.
tell you what, Brother Marcus, it's very, very simple. Come up with a good reason and you will be destroyed. There is no good reason, right? What's his name? Lawrence Anton, and right, Lawrence Anton has got on his. I think he's written a book, right, which refutes every single reason that people come up with for bringing someone here, right? So just give me a reason, and I will rip it to shreds.
just because he wrote a book, just because he writes a rebuttal or something doesn't mean that it necessarily is correct or makes sense.
I'll tell you what.
Dog says it's all about if something aligns with your values, then it's logical and ethical. If it doesn't, then it's illogical.
See, I consider many other people's, opinions and how everybody has opinions. So we're all here together. So I can't just go one way.
Vegan Gains don't have opinions. He just wants to be right and throw all the pieces on a table like a pigeon with the chess game. He doesn't know anything, I don't think.
No.
Vegan
Gains.
Hold on a second. We have a little bit of animosity, probably bred from yesterday, was it, or the day before? Sorry, I wasn't on yesterday. Are we still continuing the beef?
No, I actually didn't bring it up. He did with Jay about the Israeli, and he was going on me on and on and on about Israel. I have no part in that. I did not start that conversation. Him and Jay did, but I wasn't going to listen to his whatever nuisanceness of idiocracy. It made no sense. He just kept asking me questions that he couldn't answer himself. And why is this genocide? Why is this genocide? Why is this genocide? I'm like, whoa.
Just because you're going to misrepresent what actually happened doesn't mean it didn't make sense.
No, dude's a complete douche nozzle. I'm not misrepresenting. You can listen to him yourself.
Neither here nor there. That has nothing to do with anything.
He's a high-pressure douche nozzle. You can suck his tit, but he's a high-pressure douche nozzle, dude.
That has nothing to do with his argument. That has nothing to do with his
he's a pro-Zionist douche nozzle. I can't help that. That's him.
What's wrong with being a Zionist?
He can be. He can't profess that everyone else needs to be just like anything.
But you brought it up as if it's an insult. What's wrong with that? Why is it wrong to be a Zionist?
Do you know the definition?
Yeah, what does a Zionist do? What is a Zionist?
Do you know the definition?
Yeah, a Zionist is someone that believes that Jews should have the right to self-determination within their holy land.
Right, and some of them are probably more intelligent than a douche nozzle that just goes off on people on the internet and wants to be right. Like, I don't care. That wasn't my argument. That's what I'm repeating. It wasn't my argument. It's not my political stance.
You were getting involved in the conversation, so...
I was on the show before he was. He butted into someone else's conversation.
It doesn't matter. You were participating in the conversation.
Yeah, and so I can judge him as a douche nozzle at high pressure.
Somebody wants to off themselves, they just do it. Like, is it?
Come on, we can't say that here.
I'm sorry, but I mean, people have the freedom to do what they want. I didn't know. your own choices and decisions was a matter of conversation for somebody else.
Yeah, people don't want to have kids. That's fine with me. People don't want to eat meat. That's fine with me. But you can't tell anyone else what to do unless you're the one making the laws. And if you don't vote, you're not in Congress, you're not running for office. I don't see the point in ranting at people on the internet that don't agree with you.
There you go. What do you think of that
Yeah.
view, guys?
He said that he's not going to. He said that he's not going to come back on to argue with anyone unless they're a serious debater. He said he's pretty much. Yeah, he didn't want to. He felt like it was a waste of time to go on there.
It is a waste of time. I agree with him on that. He's better off doing something else.
He's afraid life abolitionists will come back on.
Yeah, he doesn't ever want to bother with that dude again.
Well, I don't blame him. I agree with him on that one, I'm afraid. I do think it was ridiculous what he was saying. Right? I do think that. But as I said to you before,
I can follow abolitionist train of thought, though. I can't follow Gaines. There's no train of thought there. There's no thought at all.
Here in the U.S., there was a man in the 80s named Dr. Kevorkian. So people were going up to this guy to get for him to slip them something in their vein, and they wanted to, pass, and they wanted to do it humanely, and so they went to this guy. Then the government put the shutdown on that. So people wanted to legally go to this guy for him to do, to get them out of here, and the government shut that down.
Why are you bringing him up?
Happy Christmas to objective ethics.
I thought it was relevant to how people feel. Some people feel like they don't want to be here anymore, but most people don't want to do that to themselves. But yet they, I thought it was kind of relevant to the conversation.
Okay.
Well,
my
wait.
God, what the hell is Vidor on about? Vidor. Veganism leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. What the hell?
okay, so yeah, we should just be okay with anyone torturing anyone else. That's what is happening.
When people sign up for it, though, it's like it's not torture. They're looking for an end to something. They're looking for an end.
It's like it's interesting actually that he put it that way, because DNW shared a video with me the other day of, it was supposedly a Russian soldier that got a recording of a Russian soldier on the phone with his mom, and he was bragging about torturing Ukrainian soldiers, or prisoners of war. And what he was saying, I'm not going to say what it is, but it was really bad.
It was horrific. Yeah.
And it actually, thinking about it made me want to it made me visualize just dropping a big bomb on fucking Russia. It made me want to wipe them the fuck out, because it was so awful.
But the thing is, right, you're blaming the whole of Russia for one.
I'm just saying.
Oh, you're saying it made you. Oh, I see. It made your monkey brain want that. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It made me so mad and disgusted and angry that it radicalized me in a way.
Well, you see, that is available on Twitter and YouTube. It was a soldier ringing his mother, and his mother kind of did sound horrified. He sounded like a young guy, and he was talking about what.
Mom sounded like she didn't give a fuck. She was like, "Oh,
no." She said to me, she sounded like a woman who'd been beaten down all her life and was just kind of talking, didn't know what to say, was just like, oh, okay. But she didn't really want to hear it, but she didn't know what to say, because maybe she wasn't educated, maybe she just didn't know how to react. To me, that's what it sounded like in her voice. I know the guy said that he was torturing Ukrainian prisoners of war, and basically they did this weird torture where they slit the fingers with like a box knife, and just like cut them down each side of the bones, and then they flailed it down so it opened up like a rose, and the bones stuck up and the skin went down either side, and they did it. They called it the 21 roses. So they did it to all fingers and thumbs and the penis as well. They cut that down with the knife either side, and then flayed it backwards and opened out into like a flower shape. But again, we don't know if it's true. It was so horrific. I didn't really want to pursue it too much. It could be propaganda. It could be fake news. You know that is true. But I have heard torture is happening. I wish it wasn't. I probably believe it because I know that war crimes do happen in wars, and it's just my heart goes out to people who go through that awful abuse. I wish it wasn't happening, and I do understand vegan equilibrium, what you said there. The monkey brain reacts and wants to end it as quickly.
So the key thing is the government, who's the army, is making this abuse happen.
Yeah.
People go to war and go to take over things to go, do their business. Like, I can do whatever I want with you. You have nothing to protect you.
Yeah, and if you don't have anything to protect you, then these other powers will subjugate you, which is why certain level of government is necessary and beneficial. You need to have like your own protection, your own army.
Exactly. You got to have your own political party that's running on the ticket of your affairs.
Or you got to be a very good hide and seek. You got to be a hide and seek champion.
Because all governments are corrupt, and they just use people, and for whatever they're trying to do, their game to get in political power. But we see when they send their attack dogs in that they're corrupt. They're gonna go and corrupt things and do corruption, wherever they go. And that's what war is about: to go take over and to own the land, so I could do what I want with it, including you if you're still here on it. I mean, blacks are well, they've been through that. They lived through that. So we've seen up close what the governments do, and how they treat people.
Pretty much every tribal society on Earth has dealt with that predicament.
Right. That's why everybody's at war. Everybody's just trying to go to their side of, who their people are and stay in their corner.
See, that is why we should go extinct, you see. This is what Danny's talking about. Because us humans, we've been at each other's throats since the beginning of time, and we'll be at each other's throats.
Oh, will you shut up, Chickpea? We never fight with each other. What are you talking about, for fuck's sake?
What? D&W?
Sorry, that was a joke, Chickpea.
I'm going to say. This is why we should go extinct, and I agree with everything Danny has to say on the subject.
Got any other people going to come onto the live? What's this conversation about now?
You can steer it whatever way you want.
It's about, if we don't make love, we will make war. We will make hate. We will find something.
I'm with you on that.
I read something today about the story of Hanukkah, and when I was younger, I just heard the part about the Maccabees that were trapped in a temple or in the building, and they had the one drop of oil. But I never realized there was a bigger part of the story was why they were in that scrimmage in the first place. And it was because, the Greeks had come into Israel and colonized and were were occupying the area, and they subjected the Jews to like all this bullshit. They were basically, and so they made a law. The Greek governor there made a law that every Jewish woman had to like before the night before her marriage, she'd have to sleep with him, and the Jews were like laying down and taking it and just being like, okay, fine, because they couldn't, like, I don't know, a lot of them just didn't want to fight back, I guess, or they were too scared to fight back. And there was this girl, I think her name was Miriam, and supposedly she, like, at some event, some big event that they were at, she stripped down naked so everybody would listen to her and pay attention to her and hear what she was saying, because they were all appalled that she would just get naked in front of everyone. She said, no, listen to me, this is like what they're trying to do to us. They're trying to humiliate us. They want us to feel ashamed of this kind of thing. We have to fight back.
Is this how you've been? Is this how you're being radicalized to be an Orthodox Jew?
Oh, that's funny. That's real funny.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Think about that. Think about that. That every fucking Jewish woman in that society at that time, for a period of time, was being raped by the fucking Greek governor.
This was very common practice back in the day, wasn't it? Did you ever see the film Rob Roy about England against Scotland? It's kind of like the knockoff Braveheart. I think it came out. I'm not sure if it came out after Braveheart or before. I can't remember. And it was the same thing. The English lords would basically take the Scottish women on their night of their marriage or the night before their marriage or something like that. Yeah.
This is it's just so fucked up, man. It's so awful. Anyway, yeah. But so, you know, Hanukkah. So yeah, they got into this. So then they just started. I get the Maccabees were like the Jewish warriors that sprung up out of this conflict, and they engaged in like guerrilla warfare with the Greeks. And I guess, I don't know, Danny could probably tell me better because I don't remember the exact details of the story, but they like ended up getting surrounded on some hill. They were, was it a building or a temple? What were they? They got trapped in somewhere and they only had a drop of oil, right?
Danny's cleared off.
Danny left. He's like, I'm not talking about
blame him.
Well, anyway, they thought that drop of oil would barely last them like an hour probably, and it ended up lasting them 8 nights. It burned for 8 nights. It was a miracle. I don't know like what the conclusion was. Like, did they, so they were able to wait it out until the Greeks left, or I don't know, but
there you go.
So they're protected by God?
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's probably what they think, but I don't think they were that protected if so many of them got fucked up and raped by the Greeks, you know?
Oh, well, their devil was the Greek.
They will say it's all been prophesized.
It was supposed to happen.
Prophesized. It's supposed to happen. That's what they will say. The true Jews, isn't it? They will say that this is what's going to happen. All these things are going to happen. We're going to be ruined until the end of the day, until whatever. What is it you got? What is it they believe about some the temple in Jerusalem, that famous temple that was I think it got destroyed by the Romans, right?
Yeah, I think it was burned down, and then, you know, believe it or not, in the 90s, see, there was still the Temple Mount, right? And in the 90s, I guess there was an illegal excavation of the Temple Mount by a group of, you know who's, and and yeah, they like fucking destroyed so much of the fucking Temple Mount that was part of building a mosque there. They weren't supposed to dig up all this stuff from underneath the mount or what. But either way, what's interesting now is they dumped all that fucking dirt and all that shit that they broke and everything from under there. They dumped it on this hill nearby, and you can go there to that hill, and there's a archaeological project that the public's allowed to be a part of, where you can grab a bucket, you can fill a bucket with dirt from that hill where it all got dumped, and there's a sifting station, and you can go to the sifting station, and people find 2,000-year-old artifacts. They find coins from the time of Jesus. They find pieces of marble from when Herod had the place built. They find all kinds of, stuff, parts of the temple, which is crazy. So it's kind of a cool thing. I mean, it's the silver lining of that situation.
Farhat wants to know if
They
you're
turned it
planning on
into a
moving
circus?
to Israel.
I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'll ever move there, but I want to go live there sometime. Passport.
Sounds like a tourist attraction.
Maybe it probably kind of is.
Yeah, I just believe in the history of people. People use people, and we've just been watching the history of man and his tactics and how he uses and how he goes about his business to get in power. You have to go take over people's things, destroy their history, indoctrinate them, put your new wave on their time, and this is you begin the processes. Everything is it's looking at the patterns and finding the patterns and the process that man uses to go about getting power.
Yeah, but that's life on this planet. It's all dog eat dog till the bitter, brutal end. It's been like that since forever. It's always been the same.
Do you partake in it? Do you?
No, but then I'm a 7 stone 10 female. I need to be careful what I do because I'm one of the little people. No, I'm just a secretary who gets pushed around by whoever, and I know it.
Right, and so that's no position for a woman to be in, or for a man to put a woman.
I'm still but the human race has been at each. We've been at each other's throats since the beginning of time. Our whole history is all war, killing. We've had 80 good years, and they're coming to an end soon. And okay, when I say there's going to be a lot of trouble in the future.
I understand, but you say we as if you are part of that.
Well, I am part of the human race, so of course I'm
So you feel
part
you
of
should
the
be
human race,
destroyed?
so I am involved, even if I'm involved in a very minor way. I buy stuff from the corporations, so I'm funding it.
So do you feel you should be destroyed? Do you knowingly in your own mind knowing you're partaking in it? So do you feel you should be destroyed as well?
Well, I probably will be destroyed one day. It's only a matter of time before war breaks out. Of course, I know. I know for every time I buy something from the court. Do you know there is a law? If you pay someone to carry out an act on your behalf, you are as guilty as the person carrying out the act for you. So,
welcome to Brother Marcus. I'm glad you're feeling better, brother. Feel free to interject at any time.
Oh, and by the way,
do you mind if I finish? Do you mind if I finish? I was just talking, okay? So we pay for the corporations to exploit children in the Gambia and all these different places. We pay the corporations to slaughter all the animals for us and to do all sorts of things. So we are just as guilty as the worst of the worst. And we're all in it.
A partner in the crime.
Yes, because we pay someone else to do it for us. And we
So
do.
my stance is that I don't feel a partner in the crime. I don't commit these crimes.
No, I'm
and do
fully
these
aware of the
things.
fact that, no, I'm just as, we're all caught up in it, all of us.
Wait,
I hear you.
you're,
My
are you
stance.
ve-
Do
are
you
you
buy stuff
are
from the
you vegan?
corporations? Do you buy
Are you
stuff from the
vegan?
corporation? No, I'm not. You said so yourself.
No, I'm talking to the other guy.
No, I am not vegan, sir.
So then, how are you not a part of it? You're paying people to murder animals.
So my feeling is, right, I'm not a part of the slaughter,
Yes, you
the
are.
indoctrination, the overtaking of land, the
Ah,
What are you
you see,
talking
this is
about?
where you are.
You are paying people to slaughter animals. It's like if
This
you
is
pay a hitman to kill someone.
right. So I
even
just
the
don't feel
Bible
that way.
says black man is fair. Even the Bible says that the meat you eat is to be perfect and free from defect and not sacrificed to idols. Now, the meat that you're eating is not perfect and free from defect. It's been sacrificed to a corporation. Sad,
But I mean,
brutal truth, I'm afraid.
it's just like paying a hitman.
Yeah, it
Kill
is. So we're all
someone
caught
for
up in it. All of us are caught up in it. None
Well, I
of us
don't
are
feel I
innocent.
should be destroyed in it. I don't feel like I'm
Well, we're all
doing
going to
such
be
harm.
destroyed one day because there's a war coming. It is coming. I don't care anyone says.
So
Yeah,
who
but
survives the war? Who's
I
taking
don't
us to
know.
war? Who's going to kill us? And who's surviving that
Well,
war?
I'm sure that somebody will throw a couple of nuclear bombs on us all one day. I'm quite sure they will.
So we got to look out for that person. If we know that's going to happen, we got to look. That's our enemy, no?
Yeah, but why don't
well,
you stop? Why don't you go vegan in the meantime?
It's just not my top concern. It's not the way we eat and what we eat. It's we eat to survive and to live. So we're gonna do that either way. So it's not even a question.
but are you a Christian or a Bible believer?
Somewhat. I can find some truth or some parallels of past history and coordinate it with today.
Because it is a sin.
I
You
didn't
do know
hear
that all that
anything
meat.
because I lost signal, but so I didn't hear anything you said. But yeah, if you're
I'm
gonna
not really
say
don't
that,
claim Christianity. Basically I can find truths in different literature and many different things.
but I mean, if you're saying that you're against like the slaughter or whatever of innocent beings, then like you have to be vegan in order to not contradict your own moral baseline.
I hear you. Maybe one day I will do that, and that could be part of the program. But I think there's bigger fish to fry.
Vegan Gains is having a
Well,
Palestinian fry.
they're not mutually exclusive. Like you can just choose to eat a plant-based diet and not like partake in animal agriculture. That's like you can do that while also doing your other activism, whatever it is. It's not hard. There's plant-based
I
options
don't know if I
everywhere.
have the
Like
mind. I don't know if I have the mindset to even get into all of that and to go out of my basic norm of how I've been eating all my life. So,
why are you saying you're not intelligent enough?
right. I eat to live or eat to survive. So whatever's available to eat is what I'm going to grab. And if it happens to be a hamburger or whatever, that is what it is.
Wait a minute.
I'm not gonna consciously be trying to go green or be, adjusting my budget to do, or going through all the mental aspects of changing how
You don't
I
have to
have
adjust your
normally.
budget. I mean, like, you probably already eat mostly plants, right? Do you eat potatoes? Do you eat beans? Do you eat rice? Do you eat corn?
Right. Yes, I do.
Yeah, so you're already eating like you just add more of the plant-based stuff, and you take out the animal products. Like when you go to the grocery store, do you buy milk?
Yes.
All right, so you just literally go 2 inches to the left or right, wherever it's placed in your grocery store, and you grab the plant-based milk instead of the cow milk. It's that simple. Are you saying
Oh,
that you
okay.
really
Is it more expensive?
I don't think soy milk's any more expensive.
I hear you. I understand you saying it's not. It's just a matter of choice from your
It,
growth.
it's literally just like there's a plant-based option everywhere you go, and all it takes is like maybe a little bit more time to think about what you're buying, but once you make it a habit, it's not hard at all. Like you are perfectly capable of doing it. It's very easy. If you say you don't have the bandwidth or the mind to do it, you're just basically saying that you're not intelligent enough to like read a label.
I could be saying that. I could definitely
I
be
don't
saying that.
believe, but you know that's not true.
Well, I think in 24 hours, if I don't, in a week or 24 hours, if I don't make the choice and the decision to do that, then we kind of already got the answer.
Just a matter of
Right. And I'm just like, I'm not in the mindset to do all of that yet. That's what I've tried to explain from the beginning. I'm not in the mindset to even switch my mind over from how I've normally been living and eating all of my life. So if I've been looking for the whole D milk, you know what I'm saying, I'm probably going to continue to go for the whole D milk.
Are we all muted?
I didn't know if somebody wanted to interject, but
That was
yeah,
a
so that was my
long pause there.
pause, right? Yeah, I mean, because
And
it's
then I
pretty
look at my
much. I
screen.
think people are set in their ways. You know what I mean? And when they want to change, or if they see it fit in their life and their mind's eye, and they, you know what I mean, to do the changes that they need to make, they will do it. I think people are creatures of habit, and however they've been getting along and doing is what they know to do, and to disrupt that, could have its own, come with its own mess.
He left, by the way.
So
Hello, Marcus.
Hello.
Are you having a super duper time? Are you having super duper time?
Yes, I am. How about you?
I don't know. I'm just at home with my cats, all just sitting together. You know, me and my cats. So, what do you do
yes,
over Christmas anyway?
I just spend it with some friends.
All right. Yeah, I'm spending it with cats.
I like the Maine Coon cat. I like the rag doll.
Oh yes, I've got a ragdoll mix, little black and white one. Ragdoll, but she's the sweetest little girl. And when I pick her up, she goes all floppy. Absolutely adorable. Yeah, I've got 7 cats. I like cats. They're my favorite life form. Yeah. No one in the world as nice as a cat. Is there? No, there isn't. Do you watch the cat videos, like Catman 757 in Canada?
I've never seen the Catman videos.
Yeah, there's this guy called Catman 757 in Canada. He does loads of shorts, and he feeds a cat colony up in Canada somewhere, and then he films them all. And yeah, lovely to watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, and there's another guy called Dean Schneider, and Dean is he lives with the Pride of Lions, and he's part of the Pride. It's incredible to watch how these lions. He actually rolls around on the floor with great big male lions. You have to see it to believe it. Beautiful, beautiful to watch.
I've seen something called, I think he was like a lion whisperer or something.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
lion whisperer. Yes, I know him. I've watched him. Yeah. Fabulous, isn't it? Fabulous life. What a gorgeous, gorgeous life. Now, if I had that life, I'd be happy. Yeah, would be.
So you want to be with the Pride of Lions?
Yeah, I would love it. There would be nothing I'd like more to go to bed with a lion. Ooh, oh no, I'd like that. I'd love it. I really envy those two guys, the lion whisperer and the other
It sounds
guy.
like it would. Yeah, it would. I think you should pursue it.
I'm too old now, unfortunately. Yeah, I should have done it when I was young, but when I was young, I was caught up in wage slavery.
Well, hopefully all the time now to do other things and read beautiful books and watch beautiful movies and pet beautiful cats.
Yeah, and I live with my 7 cats, yeah. But I would have, I've just been scratched by one. I would have liked to have had them, like Dean Schneider's life, rolling around on the floor with a lion.
Well, my point is, I think it would do something like for your inner being. You know how people go pet the dolphins and
yes,
and do certain things, like it does something for their inner.
Yes, yeah, of course it does.
It brings something out. And
is anyone here not addicted to internet?
I love it.
Well, it messes with our mood. So we either have to make things for the internet, like right now, we're all contributing by having this conversation, and then we all
don't you love it?
And then we absorb. So the more we absorb, the more we have to contribute. But also, it actually makes us crazier. So the point is, you have to have a balance that's outside of the internet. And I know you have your cats and stuff, but even I do. I need to go outside and exercise, stay in the sun, and just not think about things. Watch movies. But I always I'm like, what video just dropped? What's new? And I look at the internet. So, I mean, I hardly go for 15 minutes without checking unless I'm very busy.
Well, I'm not that bad. But if I wish this had existed when I was young, say that the internet and this channel had existed when I was young, because I've learned quite a lot from coming here, just listening to all this. And I wish I could have had all this when I was in my 20s. And I really, really wish it, because
I think all of us, I didn't have this in my 20s either. So all of this, would have been good.
Yeah,
I didn't even have I didn't have a YouTube channel yet in my 20s. So
no. But I really wish I could have had this when I was young.
Just because I occupy the space now doesn't mean that I think it would have been healthy for me when I was younger. I think it would have been detrimental.
No, I think I would have learned from it. I've learned a lot.
Me too. I'm like a human pinball. I bounce off stuff and keep going. I know not everyone's like that, but I take the hits hard, but I bounce around a lot. So like the internet, it kind of helps, because I'm saying intelligence levels and talking to people that are into your niche is very difficult in real life. And I think it does help in the internet. And we would have found our niches earlier.
Yeah.
And
I've learned a lot here, especially about men. And I'd wish I'd known it when I was young. I really wish it, because it would have turned out differently. It would have.
I would have wasted the same time with the same amount of people, I'm sure, in that regard. Because I don't feel like none of us, I'm not in control of my heart. It gets to pick out what it wants.
Yeah, but at least if you have some idea what you need to look for and what you need to whatever, it helps you make better choices, fewer mistakes. Because, you know, when I was young, you had to learn by mistakes. I made one hell of a lot. I never did get it right.
Well, now we've moved on because of TikTok and Twitter. No one makes mistakes anymore.
I don't watch that sort of
We've
stuff.
all become total assholes instead of making mistakes. We're all right because we all have our brand, we all have our logo, we all have our channel, we all have our name and lights.
I don't.
See, I like to respect that about people. I think everybody's a star. I just think there's the right circumstances and things that'll bring that star out of you, just like the experiences with the dolphins or the lions, and there's things to bring things out
That
of you.
phrase was invented by Aleister Crowley, though. I mean, that's cool. I don't mind him either, but it's like everyone is a star, and then they like, oh, we contain stardust, that stuff. But I think we've messed up with that though. Like when people built the pyramids or whatever great things we did more than 1,000 years ago, we did them in unity. We did them in solidarity. I'm not like I don't believe in the complete collective. Because we need different people. We need craftsmen, engineers, artists. We need each group, But I feel like the more community we have that is community building, that is unified, is more positive. But you can't do it for some reason on a mass scale. You can only do it in small, like tribal, like someone said.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely, you find your little group. That's what everybody's doing in the world. They're with their little group and they're doing their thing.
Yeah, I think it makes people happier though. Like not there is people that aren't happy and there is depression now. But I mean like if you had a problem, like if you were a singer and no one else sung in your village and there was no bus to other villages and there was no place to go singing, it's like all you could do was go outside and sing. You had no audience because no one likes singing where you're from. But I mean, once we find our audience, we can, even if they're online, even if they're temporary, we at least have an audience.
Right. And then we take it to different steps and we try to
Right,
monetize.
you grow from having an audience. You get feedback, and then you learn your weak spots, what you're good at, what people love about it, and can evolve. Now, for a 2D artist, that's not good. Meaning, you should not be drawing and painting only what people want to see, because that makes us a commercial artist instead of a fine artist. But I do what I love and do what I want to do and do what I feel compelled to do. Somewhere in the middle, but it's still more on the side. I think it's more on the side of fine art, but we all get pushed in directions, and some of those directions are from our past or things we've learned, or I do draw things from my favorite movies, so it is commercial because some corporation made that movie. But for me to make it, I feel like is the artistic inspiration I got from the scene is why I'm drawing it.
I hear you getting something from it. Well,
Like interpretation, like songs. Like music interpretation, meaning not the same song means different things to different people. And so do movies, so do art, so does each of it. And I think, society should keep that up. But I think we should still be more unified in how we do things. So we are kind of forced to get along, and I mean, not in a hateful way or spiteful. I think we should be work together. Like we should have community plans where we do community projects. There we go. No matter what your difference is in how you feel about things. Like I could love Trump. Someone else could hate Trump. I should have to work with them to do a small craft project, to help me out, to help them out of our understanding of each other.
When Bush was in office, Clinton and all these other presidents, did it divide us? You know what I mean? Like that, somebody voted, not for the other. Like I don't remember a president dividing people so much. Like
Yeah, that was my first protest. Was pretty much anti-Bush stuff because they had the Iraq and Afghanistan war, even though the Saudis and the Egyptians are the ones that blew up the stuff, was doing it. So they went after the wrong countries for some reason, and I was really pissed. So I did go out there, but I learned when you protest, all they do is take your picture, find out who you are, and you're basically blacklisted from other stuff or ever getting opportunity to do other things. So it's just like, I don't advise protesting unless your protest is going to work, or it's like a sit-in, shut-in for animals, etc., where it's not political. If it's too political, then you're scarred for life with it. Someone's going to use it against you at some point.
Yeah, I think people should learn from Black people and what they've been through, protested, fighting the power, all these type of different things.
Yeah, the communist revolution stuff, I don't want to get too far into it, but apparently like the people that helped the most and get these things going were also the first that were killed by their own groups to replace with the when the power vacuum opens when they actually win to take over. So they take over, a couple fresh people get assassinated, and then they move on with the new power vacuum. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on with the Charlie Kirk thing. Like, I didn't know the dude had much power, but he created a massive power vacuum. So that dude was destined to be president, like it or not, because the people that are going wild about it, they want to be president, they want to be important. All the people mentioning his name every day on their podcast are the future politicians, are the ones that will shape them. And we all know their names. It's Candace, it's Tim Pool, it's the other kid or whatever. It's just like they're all those people. Those are them. Tucker, they're all them. Those are the people. They're trying to take that power, even though I didn't realize the dude even had any. Sorry for long-winded.
Nah, I hear you. And right, he had a lot of power. And to do what though? With what is the goal? What is his plan?
Yeah, I barely knew the dude. I knew him probably from the wrong angle. I'm just going to be honest. So I had only seen Charlie Kirk in my feed from people posting negatively about him, about those debates he was having. This is way before this happened, that day. And I had seen his arguments. And I told myself, I bet you these are like snippets of his arguments where you don't get to hear the whole thing. And I was right, meaning at the end in most of his debates with people, he actually came off most all of them and said something very positive to whoever he was debating. He didn't try to cut them down. By the end of the debate, he is definitely trying to reassure them that he just feels differently, and this is what he does. He's not trying to cut them down or apart as a person. And I saw those little snippets of it. Sounded like he was a complete a-hole, but as I learned more, I was just like, well, the dude was an equal opportunist, and this is what he was doing. This is how he felt about something. I could love the color blue and go all over the world and say blue's a better color than your color, and just listen to people's responses. And that's kind of what he was doing about his version of Christianity and his beliefs about, I guess the right wing and stuff he believed about the future of our country, or how his spirituality as a Christian had to do with that stuff, because he was very political and a Christian.
And why did he die?
I mean, he took a bullet as he was taking a question about transgender assassins. He took a bullet from someone that was representing them. Because he had offended people at other rallies, other group meetings, other debates he had that did not like what he said, or they heard one of those snippets on the internet where, he did come off as a little daft and uncaring and cold. But if you listen to the whole debate, he does basically, I've never heard him tell a person off completely by the end of the debate. He usually said, like, can we do anything for you, or whatever? Do you need anything, or is everything okay? Or I still like you as a person. He would say something very kind to the person. And I'm like, wow, the dude was just a complete sociopath and faking it, or he actually was just debating. And then when the debate's over, he's a human.
So the LGBTQIA people are putting political hits on people. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it started a little while back, and they just didn't make a big deal about it. But it's kind of, it's been boiling up since, I guess, the first term of the orange guy. It kind of brewed up. So I don't know what part of the country or which country you're in, but in mine, they were definitely planning mass demonstrations. And if you don't remember, the when his first inauguration, that was a massive demonstration. And then we had the BLM movement, which took over several towns and cities. Even if it wasn't directly BLM related, it was an anti-Trump protest. The ones in my area. So, and that's the ones, if you don't know, Richmond, Virginia, where they repainted all the statues on Monument Avenue, and they had to move them all because they were points and centers of protest for these people to keep returning to get in these arguments and possibly get arrested by defacing each other, beating each other up, and what they were saying, and painting on the stuff until they just let it go, and then they removed the statues.
A lot going
But,
on, a lot of protests.
yeah, for
a
those
lot
that
of
don't
things.
know, Virginia, Charlottesville, and Richmond have a lot of Confederate stuff. And to me, it's not praise of the Confederacy. These are graves. These are headstones. These are like memorials. They're not really. There's no one shooting fireworks off by them once a year. It's just certain places have, like, it's too big to fit in a museum, so there's like this thing, so it's a statue of Robert E. Lee somewhere. But it is kind of weird that all these schools are named after him, and they finally did change that. So until 2 years ago, there was probably 40 schools in Virginia named Robert E. Lee, which they did.
There was an old guard. Now there's a new guard of people, and they don't want that old stuff to permeate.
Yeah, I mean, it's progressiveness, though. So it's like the people in the country say little about this. It's the people in the city. So it's like the people that have a slower life, that do things and have, that read a book, that have a farm, that work on their own roof, that tend to their garden, that aren't staring at the news 24/7, aren't trying to go to the next political protest, aren't a college student, aren't as involved in the media wildness of trying to get people to, throw themselves at each other violently over a political storm and rift, That's what the media want. The media brews these things up. It could be like a half a block of people getting excited, and the way they film it and they space it out, they'll make it look like 6 city blocks are on fire,
Using the people against the people.
Yeah, for political gain. And most of it, I feel like they feed this information into the computers to just fool us again next time with the next election, to like pre-program what they need to say to get our favor for them. If you know what I mean. Like, if people are all against this subject but all for this subject, how do I, skirt around this or not mention this, or get a positive feedback from my constituents or from a speech? And Trump and his family mentioned that they did talk to supercomputers about his speeches, but I don't know the length of which every speech every time. But they helped him pick out keywords to use in different demographics with the computers. Now, at this point, they can write the speech for them without a human and probably make it, able to sway people, because the AI and the algorithm know more about the locals than anybody that could ever work for, their campaign. So it's just like a bot that knows 10,000 people in an area is going to sneak through all their stuff, find out their favorite stuff, and then you go to the rally and mention it. That's my favorite thing too. I love eagles on top of firebirds, and I like moonshine with my moon wine, and then that gets everybody in hysterics because that's what those people like there, And that's what they use computers for. It's just like they punch all that stuff in, and then the stuff we react to on the internet, and that's what they use to pretty much rule the planet and pick out politicians now and predict their speeches, is how we react on the internet and how we react to things. And our stuff is the reactionary, and then punched into a computer, and then they know what to say to either upset us or get us to calm down or get us to vote.
It's like saying that the people know they're stupid, and it's like the people.
We don't have a choice. We don't have no choice not to be. So it's like, what do we do? All we can do is get out of society completely and go live in the desert and build our own habitat. But at some point, we need food and medicine or something that we don't have because we have a drought or something. And this has happened in history, that people have disappeared or tried to get out and, stay away from society. Usually doesn't work out well for them. But I mean, how long can you live in a bunker? So it's
called going off the grid.
Yeah, but has anybody ever survived 2 to 3 generations off the grid in the last 3 generations?
Cares about anybody off the grid? Your systems and government and societies for you to join the system and society and function with it.
Yeah, I mean, they can arrest you though for being off the grid, for either not having an ID or not having proper electricity, water, plumbing, where you're dumping your trash. They can tow your car that you live in. So just because you're off the grid doesn't mean they can't still get rid of you, fine you, jail you, put you back in the system.
Yeah, a hyper. When they bring the AI in, that'll be that. If you don't get yourself, don't have that. If you don't,
I know what you mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. You said Mark of the Beast before. It's all the same. Yeah, they're going to get us in a system that knows where we are all the time, keeps
Yep.
track of us, and then it knows our input. And it's just like, do we really have choices? It's going to take
We won't
away our
have
free
any
will
choice.
at some point.
We won't have
Guys,
any choice.
I meant to say, can
And I
anybody
think that's
check
only
on
the
Gaia to
beginning.
see they're okay? Did you hear that?
Divine might be able to.
Okay.
How do I do that?
Because I don't know how to unblock him. I blocked him on I kicked him off the studio on StreamYard, and it seems
Well, there's two Gaias. There's two different Gaias. Which one?
Gaia the Sage.
Okay, because there was two of them one night. I don't know if you noticed.
No. Anyway,
Ah.
I was trying to unblock
The
him
first
on
night, someone
StreamYard, but I
complained
don't
they
know how
couldn't
to
get
do it.
in the chat. A second Sage showed up, and I don't know if they were the same. I'm just saying that someone might have been trying to use his moniker.
So DW,
Mhm.
so hasn't Danny's book sort of have got you thinking maybe I should
I
change
haven't,
my
as I
mind
said, I haven't
again?
looked at it. No, look, I know all that stuff. I know how grim it is.
But no,
You don't have to tell me that there's all these horrible things that could happen and are happening. I've thought about that a lot.
yeah, it's
I
really
know
grim.
that, but I just don't. From what the way he thinks, the way I think are different in terms of.
Yes, you're a positive thinker, whereas
No,
he's
I'm not a
pessimist.
positive thinker. No, it's not. It's not that. It's beyond pessimism. It's beyond that. It's beyond.
Yeah, it's grim,
like
miserable.
it's like trying to remain pragmatic and knowing that we might fail, but there isn't. We don't. It's like existence is like the mafia, and they've made us an offer we can't refuse. There's nothing we can do. But keep going because A, we will anyway. B, if you do care about suffering, that is all that we can do. As I've tried to say so many times, there's a big difference between the problems of life that you're talking about and Danny has talked about in that book, and the problem of life as a phenomenon, it coming into being, and it being the cause of all the problems of life, that you talk about. You're trying to solve the problems of life by not bringing someone here, but you haven't solved the ultimate problem of life as a phenomenon. And
well, well, you know what I believe? I believe that we are basically beings of energy, and we've been captured by something and trapped inside meat bags. That's what I believe.
Yeah, mine's itchy.
I know we can exist outside this meat bag. I know that for a fact.
Sorry, darling?
I know that I can exist outside my meat bag. I know that for a fact.
Because of your experiences, is it? Your out-of-body experiences.
Yeah. So I know it. I could see, I could think, and my soul was there with me. And it was. So I know it.
Yeah.
No, I do believe what is the archons, what they say about the archons and the whole thing, that we're just little loose bags. And I truly believe it. See, now, D&W, you are responsible for me thinking that, because it wasn't until I came here that I really took all that on.
You're responsible for your own thinking.
No,
yeah.
Brother Marcus, it wasn't, I'm not complaining. I'm glad, I know. I'm not complaining. Don't you think that for one second. I'm very grateful for knowing all this. No, I do believe that we are basically douchebags. We're here to generate negative energy for the archons to feed off, just the same way as we factory farm animals to feed on their flesh, as we do. We're doing what they do to us, to the animal kingdom. It's just one grotesque circle. And I really believe that. That's what I believe now.
Do you believe people should protect their soul?
People what?
Do you believe people should protect their soul?
Their soul? Well, of course you should. Of course you should.
With a mousetrap attached to razor blades.
Mousetrap attached to razor blades. Sorry, you've got me now. Mousetrap attached to razor blades.
Okay, so someone hurts themselves real bad if they mess with it.
All right. No. No, but I do think that you should be careful what you watch and whatever. Yeah, I do
Oh
think
yeah,
we can
oh yeah.
contaminate ourselves. I think we can contaminate ourselves.
Yeah, because you have an idea since you've been young, like 10 years old, about things you like, the things you don't like, and you've been, gravitating to one side or the other as you see fit. You don't purposely put harmful things in your life.
Yeah, I mean, how many shootings have we witnessed, whether they real or fake, or TV or reenacted, or real bullets in the news?
What's your take
Well,
that stupid Trump? Oh,
No, I
what
was
was
just
your
gonna say
take on that
people go
stupid
crazy.
Trump shooting recently? You know, where stupid man had his ears shot. Apparently, did you believe that?
It's not really recent, is it?
Well, how long ago was it when he had his ears shot?
Brown University is the reason.
I think that was like last summer, wasn't it?
Was it? Well, time goes
Yeah,
so fast now. Silly man. So I don't like Trump. And I don't think he was shot. I think it was another little inside job.
It's interesting because I don't think about him in my daily life.
Well,
What's
he's
happening
shut
with these
down our
new
throats
Epstein
every day
files?
on
Anything in them?
Huh?
Yeah.
Hopefully, but they said they're not going to meet the deadline, meaning they won't get them all out today, but they're supposed to release some stuff. All that I've seen is 2 new pictures, one of Gates with a girl in a hallway, and then nothing bad, and then Bill Clinton like up to his ears in a jacuzzi with someone else blacked out in the jacuzzi. I've seen no other fresh ones. And I think it's all meaning the media is now blackmailing too. So they're not letting them all out and going to publish them because everybody wants to hide something for somebody else. Like, because it's all people that are richer than us, lots richer,
Mm-hmm.
So if I can do them a favor, I can get a little closer to being rich too.
Yes.
By not telling them, by not showing, by not sharing. Yeah. So the media outlets, I feel like, are profiting off of this happening by not sharing it.
Click on to that.
So, because I think they buried these stories years ago. They think they had enough evidence and fun to have an expose story a long time ago on these people. And they decided not to, and it's like legally, I'm in America. I'm allowed to talk about when we have freedom of speech, and we had, the Iran-Contra hearing. And between that and today and these people, it's all the same. It's all connected. It's all people paying each other to do things that are above the law, and they're still doing it. And they're still, this is the whole problem, is how far are we willing to go to break the law to saying it's for national security? And I think that's what's going to come up if they really show the true files here. I mean, if you have to pay someone and children to get your way, are we really paying? Is that why we pay taxes? And should we stop paying these corrupt people because they decided that's what they do? They got on the right side of the fence and the wrong side of the fence, and they're throwing each other the stuff. And we failed to notice it since the 60s or 70s, and we're here now dealing with it. Meaning the rich and powerful found out our government gives people freebies for being bad and doing terrible things, okay? So they all wanted a piece of the pie, so they started throwing the freebies over the fence for each other. And this has happened since most of us have been alive or before. So it's they're using money mints and stuff, and then the Queen's Bank was involved in this stuff too with the Panama Papers. Was the Queen of England's bank. And the guy that runs her bank account runs the biggest cannabis pharmaceutical industry in Great Britain, if not part of the world.
And more. I tell you, she was a nasty old dear.
What's Trump doing with marijuana? He's doing something. He's he's changing its status?
I think because legally they have to go step by step. I'm not the expert on that, but I do smoke marijuana, and it is decriminalized in my state. But federally, it's still been criminal. So to move it across state lines and profit off of it, okay, so supposedly they can offer it for more things now, meaning doctors can more easily prescribe it and stuff like that, and they can do more testing on people for different conditions if it's less scheduled narcotic.
Okay, so it's Schedule 3 now, is it, or something? From a Schedule 1?
It's the other direction. I think it went, yeah, whatever is made it say, oh, it's not as bad as heroin is all they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they did this to like slowly open a door to do more research, to offer it for more stuff. Because originally in my state, 5-6 years ago, they said it was only for epilepsy. You know,
Well, they're making a
glaucoma.
lot of money off it, aren't they, as well? Some people, you know.
Yeah, glaucoma and epilepsy were the original reasons, and then if they were that bad that you needed pot, they took away your driver's license. So initially, to get legal weed more than 5 years ago in my state, you had to almost be legally blind with glaucoma, and you couldn't drive because of your seizures. Now you can have weed. And now they want to take away people's gun rights too, I think. So this might be a move where they don't take away your gun rights. So being caught in a state that has marijuana laws can take away your privilege to have a firearm. So can a stay in a hospital for mental stuff can take away your privilege to have a firearm as well. So but I'm not sure about piss tests. You know, are they going to drug test people for firearms purchases, or are they just going to start moving the laws around till it doesn't matter? They act like you have to have some condition to use marijuana, basically, to get it legally still. And probably 60-70% of the United States, maybe more. So it's still a minimal amount of states have it completely legal.
What percent?
I don't know what I said, but like most states it's illegal still. Some states it's legal, and they want you to be sick to want it, unless you're in what? I mean, still have to get a prescription. What's the prescription for?
What's up with that? Like the American culture, like you guys normalize guns. How come you can't get like high?
What's you sound American with your accent. I did not know you're not American.
I'm Canadian. I can.
Oh, hi, Canada. Yeah, okay. You have a nice Canadian accent. I did not know you were a Canuck. I did not know anything that you were Canadian. I thought I heard you mention it before, but you don't have the normal Canadian, that I'm used to. So yeah, I have several Canadian friends. Your accent's different.
It's just weird that I can go to the corner store, get like a cola with THC in it, and get high, and it's just like buying a Coke. And you guys literally normalize like killing machines, but then you can't like get a little bit high. I'm so confused by that.
I think it's to keep our military on the ready, and they're always looking for ways to take away your right. So it's just like, and they want tickets for the intoxicated driving stuff, because that's what they run on. So our governments run on pulling people over, So if they can catch you with a little bit of weed, they can make a lot of money, and then they put you in an ASAP program that costs you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars until you get your license back. And you have to get a license that only allows you to drive back and forth to work, and your insurance triples during that time.
It's a business.
So they make a lot of money off people being caught with drugs and alcohol, even if they let you free immediately, as long as they can put you in that program that takes your license.
As long as they can profit, off it. It's all business.
Yeah, they make more money.
The government regulates the weed, and they make money off of it. Like when I go buy it, I don't really buy it, but they make the money. Like the government profits out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's to allow the government to try to it's like taking away speeding and parking tickets all at once for them not to arrest people anymore for some stuff. So it's like they love arresting people, and they love having you as owing the state something. So they can turn people into informants that way by holding your guilt over you. And they can charge you thousands and thousands in fines. I mean, the initial fine might be $500, $100, $1,500, but you're actually paying thousands because of the cost it takes to get your license back, your driver's license, It could cost $10,000 to get your driver's license back after any DUI or DWI or caught with weed in your car if it's not legal. It could cost you $10,000 to get your license back.
Well, it's all good, honest capitalism, so don't worry too much about it.
Well, the lawyers make money, so they're happy. So if you make AI lawyers, you'll end a lot of this because they'll realize they can't profit as much. If you turn the judge and the lawyers into AI, then the system will change because those people aren't getting paid. You get what I'm saying? So that industry is starting to dissolve, and it hasn't dissolved yet. But if they let people just like go to an ATM instead of court, you get what I'm saying? And you, it takes the fine right there, and then it tells you your other punishments. You know, you're taking out a lot of middle people where if it's a non-violent crime, what does it matter? You know, like if you're not hurting anyone and it's non-violent, I'm okay with those people being pretty much free if you didn't hurt anybody and it's non-violent. Now, if you hurt someone and it's violent, you need to be away from the people that are not. So, I mean, yeah, if you're hurting people and you're a violent criminal, I think we need to have room for those and stop arresting people for stupid crap because we don't have the time, money, and effort for it. And I think if we slow down judges, lawyers, and cops with AI, I think they'll have less of a reason to prosecute it all because they're not paying for their own stuff. You get what I'm saying? It's not a dude paying for his Mercedes because there is no dude. So eventually the corruption might be less if there's less people with their hands in the cookie jar of yes, fining people and arresting them for petty crimes.
Well, you're an optimist guy. I think they'll don't forget. Well, I don't know. What would I know anyway on the subject? Yeah.
Well, American society is truly getting more and more open, and like I don't know if I call it wild, but I mean we've become so opinionated. We're like an open opinion democracy on the internet. So we don't really care what our leaders say. We do what we want, and we try to change the law with the internet. So I think that's the direction we're going in America. Is eventually we'll all be voting on our phone, and we'll get to decide these things, and we might get to decide in areas what our laws are. I get to vote on our phone with that of prosecution.
You think so, do you? I reckon. Yeah, you think so, do you? Wait till they get their AI up and running.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying, say someone gets arrested in my area. So if I'm in that telephone code, you know, so my area code, everybody in my area code that clicks on the crime can now see the crime and the evidence, and we get to decide what to do with the person. You know, that might change it because you're not involving all these other hands in the cookie jar that are getting paid to mess with this person. We're doing it for free because it's a hobby. We're like, what's fixed crime? So it's just like this guy got caught peeing on the sidewalk. Well, how bad is that? What do we want to do with them? This person stole that person's car. This person stole that person's pet. This person, we could start figuring it out and sorting it out as a community instead of jailing these people for life for petty stuff.
So now we're gonna go over the state's head.
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah. That all this stuff needs to be dissolved.
And the state is gonna let us.
Yeah, because we are the state. That's the definite. I think our true democracy, the people are it. You know, we are the people. So that's the first few words.
I tell you something. I look at anyone says it's only a matter of time before we literally live in a sort of sort of AI prison. They will get us, all of us.
I mean, we're going to have GameStops and Barabbases, meaning people will free murderers eventually just for fun, okay? But there's downfalls to everything in society, okay? So there's good and there's bad, but I think on your hands device, because I mean, there's so many crimes that I see reactions to on the internet that, again, if that's how people feel, then I wish we could maybe solve it better. I mean, if someone robs a store and the other person fights back and they're the one charged with assault is the person that gets robbed, you know, stuff like that. That's a lot of things in my country here in America. People want their say in that. And they do not want people that are assaulted or robbed charged with assault for returning fire.
Do you know what happened in the UK a couple of days ago? A man was murdered. A guy murdered a guy on the street in front of his wife, and he got 3.5 years for it, for actual murder. That's how bad things are getting here.
Yeah, I see that straight. If it's aggravated murder, that's usually the one they give lesser sentence to, or manslaughter. Aggravated meanings both of you were angry. You wouldn't have murdered the person without the fight or the argument, meaning you screamed at me, you threw stuff at me, and I threw something back, and it, oops, sorry, you're dead. So it's just like, that's aggravated homicide compared to, first degree murder. As I want you dead, I show up to your house and kill you. Like, that's different, right? Those people usually get life. The ones that track you to kill you, they get life with no parole.
Not in this country, they don't. Well, it all depends on your whatever.
Well, yeah, premeditated is the only thing we really get rid of people here for in America, is premeditated, and the rest are serious drug crimes, meaning caught with over 20 to 40 pounds of anything, they try to throw away the key. And then the other people is it has to be premeditated, or they give you the benefit of the doubt of mental condition, or anything else that possibly there could be an answer for. But, it usually on the side of the police and judges 80% of the time. So it depends on your area, how those police and judge feel about you. I mean, if you're super polite and admit to your crimes, you're actually more likely to get a lenient sentence than fighting it. So that's called a plea deal. So you take a plea deal, you take the community service, you take the 2 years instead of the 10 to get a lesser sentence. And that probably that person with the 3.5 years took a plea deal. I don't know what they got in exchange.
I read in the paper. I don't know what the whole story was, but yes.
Some of them have medical conditions, and they get, some of the time is in other hospitals, mental hospitals, or at home with nurses, so they don't put people away forever that have certain conditions. But I'm sure if you're a bad person, they don't care what you need. They'll put you in the cell with no medication, even if it saves your life.
I don't know anymore.
Because they're not doctors. Yeah,
actually, DW, do you know that we're going to have to start using 5G mobile phones soon?
Well, I mean, people already are using them.
Yeah, but I say we're going to have to, whether we want to or not.
I don't know if will be anytime soon, but okay.
Yeah, whether we want to or not, because I don't want to 5G, but we're going to have to whether
They've
we want to.
Just got rid of 2G, haven't they? So
yes, I know. That's how quick it's all happening.
It's going to take them a while to get to the point where they get rid of 4G, right?
It's a little while. I've had a text message from Tesco.
What's wrong with that? It's just better internet, isn't it? It's better data.
I've just had a phone call.
It's faster.
I think it's scrambling our brains, but that's just not the internet. That's just how our brains feel. I've had 5G for like 3 years.
Yeah, we've been operating at 5G for a while now.
Yeah, I think on my third year at least of 5G.
The AI they're bringing in our little bank account on our phone. Can't wait. But I just got a thing from Tesco saying that if I can get 30% off my 5G phone if I buy it within the next couple of weeks, because they are not going to.
Yeah, no, we've had 5G more or less the same time.
Yes,
we've
know.
had 5G for years.
I don't want a 5G phone.
She's saying they're phasing out her 3G.
Yeah.
I don't want a 5G phone. I don't want to go out. I don't want to.
I think they phased out 2G recently. That's what they've done.
I don't know anybody in America that's got 3 anymore.
It's ancient. It shouldn't be working properly.
How are you even here?
Yeah, like it's not functioning properly. It's got to go. We're getting faster and getting quicker, and so all the slow things got to go.
Well, it's not just that, it's all for this digital currency they're bringing in. In the UK, they want to have everything on your phone, your medical records, your bank account, your national insurance number, everything about you on a little phone. We live in a country where if you use your phone in the street, you're liable to get mugged and some little arsehole say to you, give me your effing phone, you effing see, because that's what it's like in London now. So I don't know how it's all going to turn out. Just to think.
It's like that overseas, and people get
What?
robbed for their phone. It's
That's
like
why I
that
keep a
overseas.
Ziploc bag with phones with cow shit in them and just pass them out.
Yeah, well, it's all in good, but I'm terrified of it all. Absolutely, I'm very unhappy about it. Very unhappy indeed. I just won't go out anymore. I'll just get
In
everything
South
delivered.
America and different places overseas, people get robbed for their phones, their
Yes,
mechanics,
it's like that here.
their
But
their
it's cool.
cameras, phones, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's okay. It was just a phone, but now they want us to have our bank details on the phone, so we are forced to shop with the phone, which I think
It's easier. It's
What?
easier. Yeah, everybody. It's easier. People use their phones like in the store. They just click
Well, I
their
don't
phone,
think- yeah, well,
fit their
I'm not
phone over
quite-
the scanner, and you just go on about your day in business.
Yeah, I know, but doesn't that scare you?
Yeah, they're
No,
already
that's
on
how
their
we
phone
live
at the
it. I
checkout,
mean,
not
it's
paying
easier.
attention.
I know
It's
it's
easier.
easier, but I just find the fact that you can have your bank details just waving about when you go to the supermarket, I find absolutely horrendous.
Well, I think you're more concerned about the precaution, the measures of protecting it. Like you feel like
Yeah, well,
you know what I'm
anyway,
saying? You have to have measures of protection along with the
Yes.
the mode of
Yes, well, I mean,
operation.
that's
So
quite reasonable. I mean, we live in a country, it's the women that get mugged for their phones, not the men. No, I'm very unhappy about,
In
well,
the United States, if we see women getting mugged, we beat the crap out of the dude
well,
trying.
not in this country, they don't, apparently. They don't. It's, yeah. But you go to the supermarket now and you see these young people waving their phones about, and I think to myself, oh my God, I dread something this is going to end up, because I won't be standing there waving a phone about. I'm very unhappy about it. Very unhappy. But still,
I buy
I
the
guess that's
cheapest
life.
phone. I still get smartphones, but I just get I don't understand the difference, so I just get whatever the
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to have
$120 ones on.
You're
I'm
gonna
like, what's
have
the
to
difference?
I stay away from the iPhone and expensive phones. I just get a few $100 worth phone.
Right, I figure someone would want it if it was a Samsung or an iPhone. I'm like, no one wants this brick.
Yeah, well, like I'm saying, okay, you're going to have to soon. You will have to get one of those smartphones. You will have to.
Hello to
should.
Nuance Nudie Branch, who asked,
Nudie
"Do you
Branch.
all celebrate the holidays?" Personally, I don't know what you necessarily mean by celebrate. I mean, I
celebrate the
join in.
holidays.
I join in with other people, like socializing, and it's an excuse to meet up with people and such. I do actually, yeah. Well, we share gifts, so I suppose I do participate in the goodwill and the in hoping for the best and trying to enjoy myself and trying to help others enjoy themselves. Nothing wrong with that, I don't think. What about you guys?
I'm staying at home with my cats. I'm going to lock myself away.
Yeah, I celebrate.
The cats will have a nice Christmas, and I'll just sit and watch rubbish on YouTube, I suspect. Because I don't celebrate Christmas.
I spend it with friends.
I haven't celebrated since I was 10 years old.
You haven't?
You haven't?
No.
Why not?
My family just never brought me up in the Christmas spirit.
Oh, right.
And that's only when I was a child.
All right. Yeah, for me, it's the food issue, so I just stay away from everybody.
I get festive with people if there's something going on and something I can be invited to, and I get festive. There's no problem to eat and get around
You've
people and
got a
party.
family, haven't you?
No, we've never really done. We never celebrated Christmas,
Oh, I thought you
Thanksgiving,
had
but not.
children and what have you?
No, my family never really. I think
No, I thought
in
you
their
had
own
children.
personal things. No, me, I don't celebrate Christmas. Haven't. No,
No,
only
I said I thought you had children.
No, I do not. I do not. I'm sorry.
Yes. Okay, fair enough.
Right. So yeah. Yeah, if I had children, I'd definitely put on Christmas
Yeah,
for
of
them.
course you have if you've got children. Yeah.
I like Christmas. I miss Christmas, but my family's changed. My family's pretty devastated. A lot of people have died, and my stepfather just died on New Year's Day this year. and then my father died October 2 years before that, and so it's just like I don't have any like good, great, crazy Christmas memories since all that stuff is going on, and I lost 2 cats this year. But I'm going to try to enjoy Christmas in some way, and I'm trying to get some gifts for a couple people maybe. And I don't know if I'll give them the gifts on Christmas Day, but my family I'll probably see, my sister or something. So I will give her a gift on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I don't have any family. There's no one on my own. Just got my cats. Everyone's dead.
It feels more festive when you're dating somebody and y'all do something like go see Christmas lights together.
Yeah, very
It's hard to
true.
do that shit on your own. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm gonna drive through some Christmas lights because I'm alone. That feels creepy to yourself. I'm like, that's like going to a movie theater alone. It's like, why would I do that to myself? I can't. I love movies, but I will not go to a theater alone.
Why?
I don't know. I just won't do it. I feel like it's weird. Like, I feel
It's
awkward.
not weird. There's plenty of people that do it.
It gives me a billion tons of anxiety to kind of go out alone unless it's certain places.
Like, wait, like what? If you don't mind
Thanks
sharing,
to
I know
Nuance
it's kind of
Nudie Branch for the well wishes there. She says she stopped celebrating years ago for weird personal reasons and was just curious about everyone on this panel. Whether you do or don't, she says she hopes you enjoy if you get time off. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna squeeze as much happiness I can get out of this fucking hell. So yeah, I'll celebrate as much as possible while I'm here.
Good for you. And
Absolutely.
I would say I hope you have a nice time. Yeah, I do hope you have a nice time, even if you're not celebrating Nuance. But yeah, you're welcome to come on and join us.
Yeah, Retro, if you don't mind sharing, I'm just curious about like stuff like that. But if it's too personal, that's fine.
I've been to some outdoor music events alone, and I've probably been to maybe another music event. I'm not sure, but I don't really like doing that alone unless it's like, a free event. Like it's just something like an open air kind of thing feeling. If I have to actually go to the club with a ticket, I feel awkward. But the strip club and open air events are the only things I feel comfortable doing alone besides normal shopping and bullshitting.
If you go to a coffee shop or to a restaurant, can you do that alone?
I can go to a cafe alone, and I usually have something to do, a book or I work on drawings.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm sitting alone by myself, I get very uneasy if I don't do anything, meaning if I am not reading, if I'm not writing, if I'm not making something, if I'm just holding my coffee, I feel like someone on PCP that's having a complete existential crisis.
Wait, say that again?
I feel like someone on PCP having an existential crisis if I'm just sitting in a corner alone, like at a movie theater or a restaurant, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't go out to eat alone either.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess different people have different anxieties about that stuff. And I guess I've had long-term relationships, so I just feel very awkward when I'm not with someone.
I mean, if you're not used to it, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I should be used to it by now, but I've had a few long-term relationships where I only did that kind of stuff with a person or on the way back and forth to see them or missed them while I was out of town doing and had to come home, so it was all planned around still kind of the relationship. So I'll go have coffee alone, but that's about it as far as alone stuff. I'll take a walk, I'll go shopping, I'll do things I need to do for me. But I usually don't do much adventuring alone except for walking and, again, outdoor open air events and maybe a strip club. I don't need friends there. They have them.
You can go hiking alone, right?
Yeah, I can hike to the strip club and you can buy your friends for $100 to $500 a piece.
Oh, wait, you mean like an actual strip? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like talking to people, so it's just I don't really care if strippers dance. It's cool. I like that they dance. But I like that people are there, like, hanging out, because you can't go to a normal bar and just butt into someone's conversation. You can try, but most people already know who their friends are. And, so I've gotten used to going to strip clubs for a lot of my life, and definitely people make friends on the first day there. So it's a different experience than a standard operation friendship.
Do you still go?
Definitely. My birthday was just a few weeks ago that I went to the club for my birthday. I just haven't felt well for a while, so I haven't been back, and whatever.
I think it's the movie thing that got me, because we watch movies out at home, and you're just going to another location to sit in a chair to watch a movie on a bigger screen.
I'm not good at watching movies alone, but I do watch movies alone, but I'm not good at it, meaning I have to really get into the movie to sit and watch and not pay attention to other things without, a human. So it's like if I'm sitting there, I did watch or the Murder on the Orient Express by myself from start to finish, and I watched 3 Bond movies the past 2 weeks or so. So that's good for me, meaning it's been very hard since my stepdad died. I haven't watched as much. I used to watch a lot of movies with him, so I don't like I'm not as urgy to watch movies anymore. There you go. But I love movies, but I think, oh, I'm going to sit here and watch it. What if someone else wants to watch that movie a week from now, 2 weeks from a month? I just watched it, So I'll save it, and I'll save every movie until I sit there and not watch anything, and then go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, we all have our quirks,
Yeah, I find the quirks interesting. That's why I like asking about them.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this was probably molded from childhood, and the rest was strange relationships where I did everything with people in a symbiotic way with a girlfriend. And then I feel like that's gone. And then my stepdad passed, and that was the only person I watched movies with. So it's like no girlfriend and no stepdad. So it's just like,
Dynamics change. It doesn't feel the same. The dynamics change.
Yeah, dynamics are changed. So yeah, I don't really have people to watch movies with or anything. So I mean, that's why I'm more time on the internet doing shows like this, because I'm not going out and I'm not watching movies.
Nuance Nudie Branch has a question, guys. They say new talking point for you when you all get a chance, if you want to. If you all could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be, and why would you choose that advice? There you go.
Stay off the internet.
Stay off the internet.
Stay
And
off
she has a
the-
follow-up question. Do you think your younger self would take that advice seriously? So yeah, go ahead, guys.
Absolutely. I would say less time on the internet, and I would not take myself seriously.
Yeah.
I would have hit the weights.
That's drank far too much when I was young.
I think I'd give myself advice about my family. I ended up being the caregiver for my dad for 5 years. I would give myself pre-advice about all that. And I would give myself some relationship advice and, I guess some ways in how to weigh the relationship value that I wouldn't have seen, even if it seemed bad at the time. I think that's what the advice I would give myself, meaning some things might seem bad at the time, but you need to put that aside and just go with it. I feel like one great relationship is better than 30 bad ones. So I'm saying if you break up with someone over something silly, you might end up with a dozen bad relationships before you find one decent. So you could have worked something out with somebody, and that's important. So it's just like some things are worth working out. That's what I would try to tell myself, with at least 1 or 2 individuals for myself in long-term life that I thought I could have tried harder, I guess. And then advice with my father, since he was very difficult in his old age with his dementia and stuff, and it was a very difficult job. I would have given myself a massive pep talk to get that done. I got it done, but it was just very hard on me.
Yeah, I suppose I would say go and read about like things like narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder. Go and read about stuff like go and educate yourself on human psychology. Go and educate yourself on I think that would be the main thing I would say to myself in terms of like how to deal with people. Don't expect people to see things the same as you. Understand that people have different perspectives, subjectivity, and yeah, they have different psychological drives that you may never understand. So don't expect to get them on your side. And yeah, that's it, really, I suppose.
This is going to sound weird, but maybe you can relate to it, D&W. In my 20s, I spent way too much time just hanging out with friends and not doing anything productive with like my career and stuff like that. I would have told my younger self to like balance that at least, or like focus on the career, because
Well, or at least be careful who you're friends with. I would say that to me. Yeah.
Well,
and likewise, they might have said that to me as well. The other people, but
even
The best years are the wasted ones. What are you talking about? Some of my best years are completely wasted.
yeah, I get that as well. I mean, I get what you're saying, brother Marcus, but then at the end of the day, yeah, it's to skill yourself up, I suppose. Yeah, to skill yourself up in things that can actually earn you some money and that you won't hate. You know. Yes, think carefully about saving.
Yeah, work a job, get a small amount of savings, get life insurance on your parents, get life insurance on your parents, get life insurance on your parents. Don't not do it.
commit a bank robbery. Go on, son. You're only young. You won't. You might go to prison, but you'll get out when you're still young. Do it now. Do it now.
Oh, I would tell my younger self, don't co-sign for your parents, because when they go, their debt's going to you.
Yeah, don't do that. I hope you didn't do that.
I was young and stupid.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. That was a rough one. That was a rough.
Yeah, I was going to buy a Jag with my dad. That would have been too bad. But yeah, I would have co-signed for that.
They shouldn't allow young people to be able to do that shit.
No.
But whatever.
That's crazy. What that is, yeah, it's sad. Sad. So such a load of stress, isn't it, to take on?
Well, I mean, I guess technically from their perspective, if a young person does that, it's kind of like a guarantee that they'll be around to make some payment. So.
Now, if you have property, if your parents have property and you're in good tidings with your parents, take them to a lawyer's office, create a trust, put the deed of the house in the trust. That way, when they pass, you don't have to pay taxes on the sale of the house, or you can just inherit it without taxation.
Fair enough.
Very good advice.
It should only cost between $300 and $600 to get that done through a lawyer, or you can do it yourself with looking up the paperwork on the internet and then have a notary stamp the proper papers for it. But a lawyer is only going to cost you an extra $200 to $300 on what it would cost you to do it by yourself. So it's better to have a copy of it with the lawyer and a copy of it with you forever in case you catch fire and don't have that paper. The lawyer still has a copy.
Yeah, invest in Bitcoin. Yeah, that was a good one. Guys, if anybody wants to come on chat backstage for a while, the link is in the live chat, so do feel free to come on now, even if you don't want to chat live. I will be ending the live show soon, but people can chat backstage if they want to. So I probably will. I will end the live show in the next 5.5 minutes. There you go. On the hour, on the 3-hour mark, I'll end it. Yeah, off the show. Yeah.
Thank you for the live stream.
Yeah, they are adding something to our lives. I hope positive. So yeah, anybody there in the chat? There's about 14 or so watching on YouTube, 5 watching on X. Yeah. Okay, Nibbles, you're welcome. And Nuanced, it was good to see you here too.
Yeah, it's good to see her.
Yeah. And Divine, obviously, always good. Global Solidarity, Farhat from Baghdad. And all of you guys here in the chat. I suppose we can do a little traditional round table closing. So closing remarks, Chickpea, for the show tonight.
I don't have any. Sorry. Gosh, it's a quick. Gosh, you only been here for 3 hours doing W.
I know, but I had a really long day, so what can I
What
do?
have you been doing all day?
Cutting tiles, actually. So it was hard work, yeah. And putting them up.
For?
And putting them up. Just a bit of DIY.
Oh right. Oh, right.
What was I gonna say? And carrying heavy stuff.
Are you good at that sort of thing? Are you?
Well, I'm not bad at it. Yeah. Why do you need something doing?
Not at the moment, but I might be next year. I told you I'm still thinking about moving house, and I was.
Oh, well, I hope you find a new place that you like.
Well, I've seen somewhere that I like. Yeah.
Oh well, best of luck with that. So Black Man is fair. What would you? Sorry, darling.
I said, don't worry, I'll pay for everything.
Don't worry about. Don't worry.
Don't be
Listen,
silly.
darling. I'm not touting for business.
Silly. You can tout your heart's content. I don't mind.
Black Man is fair. What would you like to say in closing?
In closing, just love thy neighbor and create better humanity.
And what was that last bit?
Create a better humanity.
That's beautiful.
Haven't you got your David Icke book yet?
No, not yet, darling. I will look into that. Retro, what would you like to say, or are you on the phone?
I am here.
In closing,
what would I like to say? Everybody, the news is going to get wild this week because of what's going on with our politicians and pre-Christmas and whoever's trying to own our news cycle. So just be open, keep your eyes open, and be aware of your surroundings because the news cycle is about to get wild. It's going to affect some people.
What's going to happen, brother? Before you go, that sounds a bit scary. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I mean, it's we have they already our country, U.S. started shooting at bombing Syria today because I think it's wagged the dog over these Epstein files. So we're trying, our people, meaning I'm not associated with them, but the people that run the whole show and magic act here are going to try to create as many distractions as possible from their own corruption. Okay. So that's why I think the news is going to get heavy. They're going to have to do something that's going to get a lot of people's attention, and it could be negative or terrible. So
what's the U.S. bombing? Is the U.S. bombing Syria?
They announced it like 3 hours ago that we started bombing them again. Yeah.
Because you know what, dear W, I know you don't believe in prophecy, but the destruction of what's the name of the city now is actually prophesied. Damascus, that's it. How did you know that?
Well, because that's in Syria, isn't it?
Yes, I know. I've forgotten. I thought, yes. Anyways, yes, that's scary. So why are they just such a stupid little country like Syria? I mean, what's America doing there? This huge, powerful country bullying a little tiny.
We're blaming them for the death of 2 soldiers, even though I don't think it was in Syria. So it's just these two American soldiers got killed. It was in the news last week. I don't know exactly what happened to them, but they blamed Syria today, and we are bombing them.
I find that really quite scary, quite worrying, quite upsetting, actually.
So more than 70 targets at multiple locations across central Syria have been hit. The operation employed more than 100 precision munitions targeting known ISIS infrastructures and weapon sites. There you go. Wow, that was quite a big one.
That's scary, isn't it? Especially like
but I don't expect anything to come back to America from that, right?
Don't you?
I
reckon that one of these days Putin's going to throw a hissy fit.
I'm listening to the American Retro. What?
Yeah, so it might trigger sleeper cells, meaning whatever we want to dream up.
Right. Yeah.
So retaliatory stuff might happen already in our country. So I don't, and that some of that stuff is inside jobs, meaning they want it to happen to cause a reaction. Just, it's terrible, but that is the way of modern stuff, and it always has been. So, you create the problem for the reaction and the solution.
Now, I'll tell you, DW, I find it very scary because there's this thing about Damascus, and it's prophesied that when Damascus falls, because it's the oldest city in the world, terrible trouble will ensue. It's prophesied.
Yeah, it looks like there's trouble afoot with Venezuela. So obviously there is trouble now, but who knows what way that's going to go. Divine, do you want to come on to chat backstage? The link is in the live chat if you want to.
Divine, yes.
Brother Marcus, would you like to give some closing remarks to the world for tonight's show?
Enjoy the small joys in life while we're in hell, and your live stream is one of the small joys I enjoy. So thank you.
No, thank you, Brother Marcus. Thank you very much for being the brain sharpener on the team, asking the pertinent questions, getting us thinking. I appreciate it. And so we will close it then. And do you want me to play the outro while we wait to see if anybody comes on?
Sure.
Chat backstage. Let me go. Let me do it. There we go. It should be playing. Or maybe I've turned the sound down. 1 second. There we go.
Truth is fleeting, shadows call. We search for meaning, we question all. The path is winding, the veil is thin. Beyond illusion, let the journey begin. Seeking knowledge, breaking chains. Through the echoes, through the pain. One more question, one more spark. We chase the light inside the dark. Voices whisper, thoughts collide. Truths are hidden deep inside. The world's a riddle, a shifting dream. Reality isn't what it seems. Seeking knowledge, breaking chains. Through the echoes, through the pain. One more question, one more spark. We chase the light inside the dark. Until next time, keep your mind wide. Stay curious and let wisdom guide you.